Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland. Michigan sports aren't just a game, they're a way of life. And now we've got a show dedicated to die-hard sports fans like you. Hosted by a guy who's borderline obsessed with the wins and losses of all your favorite teams.
He's crazy.
Every weekday morning from 9 to noon, Ben Bosscher brings you the talk that matters. The teams, the stories, and the players you care about most. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Remember that.
Hello, and welcome into the show, everybody. Boy, do we have a lot to discuss today. Detroit Lions schedule drops later on today. I've got a lot to talk about regarding who the Lions' Week 1 opponent is going to be. There's two different ways you can think about it. You want a cupcake or you want a challenge? I want a challenge. We do have to start out with that Pistons game from last night, though. Here's the thing. There are two types of people. There's the ones that are hypercritical of themselves and want to get better and recognize their mistakes. And then there are those who victimize the situation that they are in at all times. Oh, well, John got this promotion. Should have been me. Guess what? Maybe John worked a little bit harder than you. Oh, if Jimmy passed me the ball, we would have won the game. Maybe Jimmy didn't want to pass you the ball because you've been a jerk for a while and been complaining every time you didn't get the ball. In the case of the Pistons versus the Cavaliers last night, Pistons obviously fall short. They lose Game 5. Now they've got to win 2 straight games. I am worried about how the Pistons responded to last night's loss. Look, is there an enormous free throw discrepancy in the last 3 games that's over 40 free throws differential? Yes. Is James Harden one of the most infuriating players to watch in the NBA for the way that he folds himself and kicks his legs out every jump shot he takes? Yes, all of that can be true. But when push comes to shove, at the end of this game, the Pistons blew a 9-point lead with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. 2 minutes, you had the game won. So forgive me, I do not want to hear J.B. Bickerstaff. I do not want to hear Cade Cunningham, more specifically, complaining about the officials after the game. Here's Cade Cunningham postgame.
I saw the play. I think it's pretty clear it was a foul. He has the ball in his possession. He's running forward. He gets tripped up. Foul. It's been a foul the whole rest of the game. Wasn't a foul at that time, but close game. I mean, nobody wants to make that call, I guess. Everybody just wants to, allow the game to sort itself out. So nobody wanted to interfere with it whenever it should have been a foul.
So we the Pistons. So we can fixate on that one moment to end regulation. The Pistons, first of all, they didn't get a basket, so it ends up going to the Cavs. They've got an opportunity to win the game. I'm biting my nails. But you know what? They got Asar Thompson, the best perimeter defender in the NBA. They end up getting a stop. Donovan Mitchell couldn't score. Sprained his ankle early on in the game, never looked the same. First of all, that alone, you should have been able to pull out a victory. Back to that in a second. You get the stop. Donovan Mitchell turns the ball over. Asar Thompson grabs it, gets tripped. Maybe he does get fouled. Maybe he doesn't. I'll give Asar Thompson credit because he's the one after the game was like, yeah, we can't blame the refs. We're the ones that lost this game. Okay, here's the thing. You can be upset that that wasn't a foul call, but we've been saying for weeks, we don't like when the foul gets called when Asar Thompson's going for the loose balls because he picks up a lot of those fouls. So the referees swallow the whistle. They don't call anything. I don't think we're allowed to sit here and freak out that that wasn't a call. And by the way, there wasn't a guarantee Asar Thompson was going to hit both of those free throws anyway. Look, I'm frustrated with the outcome of the game too. But what I'm not going to do is sit here and say, well, this is the referee's fault that the Detroit Pistons lost this game. Because I feel like we fall into this trap a little bit too often as Detroit sports fans. Oh, it's Detroit versus everybody. The referees are out to get us. It's always the refs versus. No, that's not the case. That's us convincing ourselves of something that's just not true. Is the James Harden stuff infuriating? Absolutely it is. But the referees are not the reason the Pistons lost the game. The referees did not hold Cade Cunningham back from boxing out James Harden in overtime. The referees were not the reason the Pistons all of a sudden couldn't score down the stretch of this game, and the Cavaliers went on a 9-0 run to even this game back up and force overtime. So if we're going to do the blame game, which I want to do, I want to go look at everyone on this Pistons roster, the coaching staff, and assert who needs the most blame for last night's collapse, like one of these losses that we're not going to forget for a long time. We can do that. I just want to put it out there. This is a collapse, not something that the Pistons got screwed in. This is not, oh, the refs screwed over the Pistons season. That's why. That's not what happened, guys. There was one moment, few moments if you include all the James Harden jump shot fouls. That's all it was. It wasn't the sole reason that the Pistons lost this game. And I fear that that's where a lot of the fans are trending. That's where the Pistons team more specifically is trending. And suddenly, while they're still alive in this series nonetheless, we're in a situation they were in less than 2 weeks ago, down 3-2, going to the road, a situation in which they've already come back from once. It feels as if they are so adamant and hung up on that end of regulation when they should have been at the free throw line that this is going to serve as a major distraction going forward when the Pistons still have an opportunity to win this series. I don't think this series is over, but if they're going to continue to harp on, well, that should have been a foul, Osar should have been at the line, well, then write it up already. It's already done. They've got to forget about that. The fans got to forget about that too. Move on and be upset about Jalen Duren being a minus 16 and JB Bickerstaff not realizing that bozo should be sitting on the bench sooner rather than later. It took him until the fourth quarter to check Paul Reed into the game. Paul Reed shows up, delivers, outperforms Jalen Duren in every way in half the amount of minutes. I love Paul Reed too, and this isn't the meme of, oh, I love Paul Reed, he should play. He's just better, guys. He's just straight up better than Jalen Duren. It doesn't make sense, but you got to play to what's happening. And what's happening is Paul Reed comes into the game and gets rebounds, causes turnovers, and is able to score on Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, unlike Jalen Duren. Jalen Duren's got no touch around the rim. I don't know how JB Bickerstaff took 3 quarters to realize that Paul Reed should be playing. And at this point, you walk into Game 6, and it's like, I don't know what the justification is for starting Jalen Duren. Honestly, I think JB Bickerstaff might deserve a little bit more blame than Jalen Duren. Because at least we know Jalen Duren. We know. It's not a secret. Oh, my God, Jalen Duren is a massive disappointment in the playoffs. Yeah, he also was last week and the week prior and the game prior to Game 5. He's been the entire time. It's on JB Bickerstaff to make that adjustment. And Paul Reed checks into the game. He's awesome. As always, as he's been in these playoffs. Hell, man, if he would have just been playing more than just the 17 minutes that he played, fourth quarter and overtime, if he would have had some run in the first quarter, in the second, who knows how this game ends up unfolding. I'm not saying, Paul Reed came in and was Jokic, but you know what he wasn't? The negative asset that is Jalen Duren right now. Minus 16, lowest on the team. So back to my original point. I can't fall into, we collectively, the Pistons included, cannot fall into the victim mindset. And based on some of those quotes after the game, I fear they're going to. Here's JB Bickerstaff in the post-game press conference.
He fouled Asar. It's bad. Clear. He trips him when he's going for a loose ball. In the game situation, that's tough.
Now, JB Bickerstaff does have a job and a precedent to push the league officials the same way that Donovan Mitchell did after the first games where he said he's not getting to the line. Guess what? Cleveland started getting to the line. So I don't blame JB Bickerstaff as much, but the victim mindset from your star player, Cade Cunningham, going to the podium and saying, yeah, we should have been fouled. We should have been at the line. Now, that gets me a little bit frustrated because it makes me think they're not even thinking about Game 6. They're so hell-bent on we shouldn't have even gone into overtime. Well, if you're thinking we shouldn't have gone into overtime because we got screwed by the refs, odds are you're probably not going to win in overtime, and that's exactly what ended up happening. So, Kyle, I ask the people, was this an all-time Pistons collapse, or did the referees screw over the Detroit Pistons?
Man, you're putting me in such a tough spot here. Look, I just want to first out come and say, you can't be mad at the fans and just the Pistons players for being upset about the missed call. Like, the Pistons fans have a right to be mad about that call being missed. It was a foul. Like, they have every reason to be mad about that. I was mad about that. I'm sure that at least at some point, I mean, even if it was a millisecond, you were probably a little mad about it, right?
I was upset about it, but it is the exact same foul that you and I have talked about that we don't like when it gets called on Asar because it's a loose ball and it's two guys fighting for. Like, did he get tripped up? Yes. Was it an egregious, like, intentional? No, I don't think it was. Should it have probably been called a foul? Yeah. But we always say that we don't think it should be a foul if it's a loose ball. So there's a push and shove there. I'm not mad at the fans. I'm not, and you're right. At the time I was mad there was a foul. I just worry about, like, man, that's something you got to forget about right away. And it felt like the Pistons did not do that.
Yeah, because, I mean, you're saying, like, they're not focused on Game 6. They're focused on the foul. They weren't focused on overtime. Like, they still had a chance to go win the game. And I understand that's, like, the most cliche thing ever. Well, they still could have won the game, this and that. You know, it's what everyone said about the Rams-Saints with the pass interference. Well, the Saints still could have won in OT.
Another great example of that, it was Kevin Durant's toe on the line. Oh, they would have won. Could have won in overtime.
Could have won in overtime. But they never do. You know, that's the thing. And you want to know why they never do is because they're hung up on what happened. Like, the team that gets screwed over when there still is time left in the game to make up for it, it never works out for them, right? It just never works out. Now, this reason I don't think it worked out is because the way the Pistons closed this game, right? That's the part that I'm the most upset about. Like, I was really down in the dumps after the game last night, man. I was tired. I was just like,
you went zero dark Kyle. I didn't hear from you the rest of the night.
People were texting my phone, you know, like, about the game, and I just didn't answer anybody. I didn't want to talk about the Pistons. I didn't want to talk about the game. I didn't want to talk about the refs. I wanted to go lay in my bed. And that's exactly what I did. And now this morning is when I'm talking about the Pistons. And so the reason, like, the foul, non-foul, whatever you want to call it, is number 2 on my, dang, I'm mad about that. Number 1 is they're up by 9 with under 3 minutes to go. How did they lose this game? Like, that's just the part that I kept saying. They were in control in this game. They closed really well. They had another strong fourth quarter, which they've had in every home game of this series so far. Every single home game, Cleveland has tied it, taken the lead. They go into the fourth quarter down, and Paul Reed comes in, and boom, they go on a quick 9-0 run, and then they get up by 9, and this is their shot selection to close this game. It wasn't just the defense. You know, Cleveland scored. Evan Mobley hits a 3, whatever. Like, that, we're not that mad about that. But this is the Pistons' shot selection once they get up by 9. Cade Cunningham, they start doubling him. So he takes a double-teamed fadeaway short corner mid-range shot that's well off. Okay, that's not a very good shot. Now they're only up by 7. Next possession, they're up by 5. Paul Reed gets blocked, shot clock violation. They don't even get a real shot up. Okay, now they're only up by 2 after the Mobley 3. This next shot, Tobias Harris takes a 3. Okay, he misses it. Next possession, Danish Jenkins takes a 3. Okay, next thing you know, the game is tied, and Cleveland has the basketball, and we're going to overtime. Mm-hmm. Because they're double-teaming Cade, and they settled. You can't settle for those types of shots when one guy is being double-teamed. Like, you have to be able to get a good look, and they just played right into Cleveland's hands because I think they were really tired, and it was extremely frustrating. And then you add the Asar thing on top of it. It was just a very, very tough final minutes of that game.
It goes back to the problem that we have been talking about since the season started. They don't have another ball handler, another shot creator. We'd like to think and convince ourselves at time that it's Danish Jenkins.
I thought Danish had a good game.
He had a good game. He had a really good first quarter. Do you trust him with the game on the... I mean, he's hit a couple nice buzzer beaters to close the season, but, like...
He's the only other option,
Cade was getting
obviously.
double-teamed. You should be able to pretty easily find a shot at the rim. And the Pistons were not able to do it. That is a roster issue because you don't have another creator that you trust to go get shots. The issue is Danish Jenkins is just small, man.
Yeah, he is.
He's just really small. He can get by his first defender, and it's just he's going to have to put a ball 6 feet up into the air, higher than, like, way up there to get it over Evan Mobley.
And it's not like they even were double-teaming Cade like they have been most of this series, where they bring the double the second he, like, penetrates against his defender.
They're just doubling him at half court.
They were doubling him at half court, and yet we were settling for just threes and tough Cade shots. Like, Cade had the one field goal attempt in overtime, by the way, and it was the one that he hit at the end of the game.
Look, man, you mentioned all those shots. They're all, like, Tobias Harris was wide open on his three-pointer. You just make one of those and the game's over.
Sure, but like you're playing 5v4. They're double team or 4v3, I guess.
And you got wide open shots. You got to make them. I get it's not the best shot selection, but like, man, like Danis Jenkins 3, Tobias Harris 3, they were open shots.
Those guys were 3 of 15 from 3 last night.
Well, that's Tobias Harris for you. I know he was great.
Is that Tobias Harris for us has been really good inside the arc, like, and he knows that too. Like that's the part that I'm harped up on. Tobias drive the basketball.
Yeah,
he's been
drive in and take a
He's
mid-range.
been one of the few guys that has been able to finish through Mobley. Like, truly. Mobley's been awesome. Like, he has really had a couple really good games. And Tobias is one of the few guys that can finish on him.
So who do you blame for what has transpired here in the last 12 hours? Is it Jalen Duren? Is it Cade Cunningham? Is it the referees? Is it J.B. Bickerstaff? Who deserves the most blame going forward? You can text in that it's the referees. I will be not going to be a jerk about it. I won't agree with it, though. I will tell you that straight up right now. I'm not going to agree if you text in that it's the referees. I won't eviscerate you for it.
We do not care.
If you want to convince me otherwise, please go for it. But I want to ask everyone else, who is the number one person to blame for last night's epic collapse? One that it's not quite like Lions playoff collapse because this is only the second round.
Also, the series isn't over.
But man, that one was a tough pill to swallow considering you had a 9-point lead with 2.5 minutes left. 989-837-6125. We'll get to the MIT messages. We'll check out the YouTube chat. Whole lot to get to, including a Lions conversation about their schedule that's coming out. I want to challenge week 1, not a cupcake. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live here on 100.9 The Mitt. 9 o'clock hour brought to you by Iron Stack Technology. Quick shout out to Iron Stack. You know, we talk about the game plan a lot on this show, the execution of it. That's how Iron Stack approaches IT. They help businesses stay secure, efficient, and ready for what's next so you can focus on your mission instead of your technology. That's Iron Stack Technology, solution-driven, mission-focused. You can check them out online at ironstacktechnology.com.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9. Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Who is the number one person to blame for last night's loss? I think it's honestly JB Bickerstaff. How do you not realize that at some point in the first half, it's like, yeah, Jalen Duren just doesn't have it tonight. It didn't take long to figure out because, well, he didn't have it in Game 3, didn't have it in Game 2, didn't have it in Game 1, didn't have it in the Orlando series, and they don't yank him until the fourth quarter. And Paul Reed, bam, comes in and just imprints himself all over this game in a positive way for the most part. Wasn't all positive. But Jalen Duren, minus 16. It's like every single time you check the box score after the game and look at Jalen Duren's plus minus, it's one of the worst ones on the team. Paul Reed comes in and is just like a maniac, just running around, grabbing rebounds, tipping it out, allowing other people to grab offensive rebounds, coming up with steals. I don't understand how he makes those hook shots with his left hand over Evan Mobley, over Jared Allen, but he does. I'm not going to be mad at Jalen Duren anymore. I understand what I'm getting from him. I'm mad that JB Bickerstaff didn't recognize it earlier on in the game. It's not the referees for me. My number one person for last night's epic collapse was JB Bickerstaff. And also, just another layer to peel back, why does it feel like every time there's 30 seconds left in the game, you look down, it's like, yeah, the Pistons don't have any timeouts left. They've used them all. I feel like that happens every time.
Yeah, it is true. I mean, usually it's because JB loses his challenge in like the second quarter. But yeah, I mean, I don't think the timeouts would have helped anything. I mean, maybe it would have helped him get a better look because they were definitely settling down the stretch. Yeah, we got some people agreeing with you in the YouTube chat as well with the Jalen Duren thing. I will say, like, Duren is the one putting JB in this situation, though. Like, this situation of JB having to choose Duren or Paul Reed only exists because of Jalen Duren. So it technically would be his fault, right? I mean,
sure.
I honestly am giving JB a little bit of credit for, like, sticking with Reed down the stretch because we had been talking about, well, you have to close with Paul Reed. Like, we were talking about that in Game 4, and they didn't because Jalen Duren just is the all-star center, and there's a status thing that comes with these NBA players, and you just have to ride with the guys that have been there for you all season long. And so I honestly didn't think Paul Reed was going to close. And then he did, and then not only did he close, he played all of overtime as well. Like, he legit just played the final 17 minutes of this game, and Jalen Duren checked in for one possession. Technically, the clock never even took any seconds off just to box out on a free throw.
I don't think JB Bickerstaff deserves credit for that. It's like
I'm just giving him props for that. Like, okay, finally, like
for playing the better. Like, I don't know. Does a parent deserve credit for feeding his hungry baby? No, that's what you're supposed to do. You see that the baby's hungry and you feed him. Okay, everyone sees that Paul Reed is playing better than Jalen Duren, so he should be playing over Jalen Duren. Forget the contract, forget the all-star status, and we're in a playoff game, and one option's clearly better than the other. I think it's that obvious.
I think it is obvious, but it's just a tough situation to handle when Jalen Duren is still like a part of your future, and you're just openly benching that guy. Like, it's not like he's just gone this offseason. I know he's a restricted free agent, and a lot of the fans are probably like, oh, we don't want him anymore.
He's going to be back.
He's going to be back. He's a 22-year-old all-star center in Detroit. Like, that guy's going to be back. He's a part of your future. It's difficult for the coach to just be like, yeah, he's not good enough to play in the fourth quarter of a playoff game. It's tough to do that.
I think you're making it seem way harder than it actually is. Like, man, you suck right now. You're going to go sit on the bench for the guy who comes in and just out-rebounds you right away. Like, fundamentally, like, I get there's politics in the NBA.
What are other all-stars that get benched? James Harden didn't get benched in games 1 and 2. He should have.
It's a Rudy Gobert situation from years ago. Like, hey, dude, you're just not good enough to be out there right now in the fourth quarter. Someone on the bench is out-producing you. What are you gonna to sulk about it? Are you going to complain? Are you going to argue that that's not true? Because, look, Jalen Duren said it after the game. I trust my brother Paul Reed to go finish and take care of business. Dude, you go sit down on the bench and you just, like, open your eyes and you see Paul Reed's just playing extraordinarily better than you. Like, you're making it seem like it's a difficult decision, and I get there's politics involved with, like, benching an all-star.
I agree with the decision.
Man, one of them just stinks and one of them doesn't.
I don't think we're arguing this, like, we're disagreeing here. I'm just saying it doesn't happen very often. Like, it's something that it's not just the coach's decision here. There's people above the coach that go into a decision like that of benching the all-star. That's all I'm saying.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, does JB Bickerstaff really have to get permission to do that mid-game?
No.
I don't think so.
No, not mid-game, but it's just I guarantee it was something that they discussed before the game.
I think maybe to do with the starting lineup, yeah. But to close the game, that's all JB Bickerstaff. And I can't believe that they didn't. And Stu was honestly pretty good yesterday, too. He was hitting his threes. He was taking his shots. He was impacting, shots at the rim on the defensive side of the ball. I just didn't get what the reason was for Jalen Duren being out there. Why every single game is there like a reset of like, well, we got to give him another chance? That leash should be really short right now for the minutes that he's getting. He shouldn't be getting more minutes than Paul Reed and Beef Stew combined. I'll tell you that right now. And maybe you get to the next round and you can kind of reset this thing again and give him a little bit longer of a leash. But I think one thing has become abundantly clear through 5 games of this series. Jalen Duren is not the best center on the Pistons for this series. Sorry, man. You can still get your $40 million this offseason. You still get to be an all-star and potentially an all-NBA guy. No one's taking that stuff away from you from what you did in the regular season. But what you are providing right now, both in terms of your skill set and your effort for that matter, is just not good enough. And I was really frustrated that JB Bickerstaff waited until the fourth quarter to pull the trigger there. Because I know he said, we only play Paul Reed when we're losing. He should just be playing in general.
Yeah, I like the philosophy of it makes sense. Like, he just brings a different spark when we're losing the games and he gets us back into it. Like, that part of it makes sense. But you probably, can't you just also get the spark when you're winning, too?
Yeah.
Like, what does it only have to happen when you're losing? That's the part that I don't really understand. Dwayne in our YouTube chat saying JB needs to man up and bench JD for Paul Reed. JB Bickerstaff is mostly at fault for the loss.
Yeah, I got a text that says JB is definitely the most to blame, staying with Duren for way too long and way too many games. No adjustments to the double teams when they were throwing them at Cade. No Ron Holland or Javante, but Sasser got a bunch of playing time. Bad adjustments all around. I don't mind the Sasser stuff. I think I've always thought Sasser was kind of an underrated player on the team.
The Sasser stuff was fine. I didn't love the Sasser-Danis, minutes.
That's too small.
Then I'm just, if Sasser's going to be out there, he's got to be with Cade. Sasser and Dane, I get that the Cavs have a small ball lineup that they run too, but
that's all the more reason we should be going bigger.
Correct.
In punishing them.
Yeah.
I didn't mind no Ron Holland. I think he's kind of looked like a lost puppy on offense. He gets to the ball and he just like it's a hot potato and doesn't know really what to do with it. But this person nailed it with the adjustments when Cade's getting double teamed. It's like JB was kind of relying on Cade to figure it out, and Cade was like, well, I don't really know what to do here.
What am I supposed to do? I'm being double teamed at half court.
And yeah, I would say that's on JB to come up with something like, hey, if they're going to do this, here's a simple little action for you to, somebody's going to get an open shot here. And the Pistons didn't want to do that.
Well, earlier, you were right in the fact that, yes, they did get open shots at the end of the game, but I think Gary put it best in our YouTube chat. He said down the stretch, they played not to lose and didn't attack and be aggressive to win the game.
Yeah. It's a tough pill to swallow last night. It's going to be one of those games that, if they go on to lose Game 6, Game 5 is going to be the one that you remember
and Game
forever.
3. But Game 5, of course, the number one, yeah. You go up 3-2 with another home game left in the series. Yeah, it's basically over. We do have a non-JB Jalen Duren at fault answer.
Let's hear it.
Chris in our YouTube chat says, most blame Trajan Langdon. This roster makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll go as far as it makes no sense. It just is clearly missing something that Stevie Wonder could have seen that they needed at some point this season. Like, they needed a second ball handler. They needed a second creator.
The blind guy.
Danis Jenkins has served well, but you needed another stud out there to be able to stretch the floor. Someone that, no offense to Tobias Harris either, because he's been really good in these playoffs. He's not a good three-point shooter. He just hasn't been. There's enough sample size where he's just not that great of a three-point shooter. He's going to let him rip though. They need a little bit someone else that you can rely upon to hit open threes, and you see it when Cade gets double teamed at half court. There's nobody else on the team that you trust to just bang your open threes other than Duncan, who wasn't playing last night.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. With no Duncan Robinson last night, it felt like there was a little bit of extra emphasis for guys like Tobias to shoot more threes, which I get that going into a game plan. Duncan is a high-volume guy. You still need to shoot the same amount of threes as you typically do. So it felt like Tobias and Danis were willing to shoot more threes than typical last night. They're just not the best three-point shooters. It's that simple.
So to that texter's point, though, that they were settling and not attacking the rim, I know a guy who probably would have attacked the rim, who was on the bench. Asar? Like, I get you want to do the offense-defensive substitutions, but, like, you throw Asar out there for when Cade's getting double-teamed specifically.
Does Asar want to attack the rim? Asar wants to, like, I
he wants
feel
to
like
get closer to the rim.
Yeah, but, like, he never shoots it. He'll be, like, being disrespected, and he'll just, I mean, even Asar shot a 3 down the stretch of this game, by the way. But he'll catch the ball and dribble into the paint without even looking at the basket. Like, I don't think that changes
there's a chance he just goes up recklessly with the hopes of getting fouled.
Maybe.
And then you're basically crossing your fingers that he can hit both of his free throws.
He could have hit 1 or 2, though.
Maybe.
See what I'm doing there?
No.
All it would have took was 1 or 2 if they call that foul at the end of the game.
I mean, we can do the sit there and was it a foul? Was it not a foul forever?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they did. You know who I respect the most of all the Pistons guys after the game who had a quote about this was Asar, who basically just straight up was like, "Yeah, I don't really care if it was or wasn't a foul. We lost the game, and that's not on the refs." Okay, yeah, I don't know why he's the one that's saying that, and every single one of his teammates is out here like, "Oh, we're the Pistons." What Dana said was despicable. "Oh, we're the Pistons. We know we're not getting that call." It's like that. You don't act like the league is out to get you guys. That's not true. There wasn't a foul. You were harping on that. You went into overtime still thinking about that, and it's the number one reason you lost in my mind. That's the most frustrating. You still had a chance to win. And guess what? Like, if you allow me to, I'd like to offer a cup of optimism. This series is
Not allowed.
Still ongoing. The series isn't over, guys. They went down 3-2, 3-1 in the previous series and had to go on the road in Game 6, and then came out with a win and forced a Game 7 at home in which they won. The series isn't over. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like that's it. The Pistons just got... They're still alive. But the number one reason that this series could be over is if all these Pistons are waking up this morning still thinking, man, if Sar would have just got to the line.
That's what I was going to say. Like, what evidence is there that it feels like this series actually is still alive based off of what the players are? Like, yes, hypothetically, the series is still alive. They also have won one road game in the playoffs, and both games in Cleveland were some of the grosser games that they've played so far in the playoffs.
I do think
and
there's
their
a
reaction
correction
following
coming.
Game 5
I think there has to be a correction coming with the officials.
in
though.
Cleveland on the road.
I mean, you saw what it was like yesterday.
If a
I'm not even
correction
talking
was
about.
coming, it was yesterday. It was for the Pistons. It was yesterday.
I think JB Bickerstaff is going to go to the league with all 5 of the jump shots that James Harden got fouled on, and they're going to show him to the league and be like, "What the F are we supposed to do?" This guy jumps 6 feet forward every time he shoots the ball and, like, kicks his leg out like he's a fish. Every time he takes a jump shot.
The one in OT, by the way, that they challenged, I'm so surprised they did not call that a foul on Tobias.
I mean, it was a foul the whole
ones,
game.
Yeah, based off the ones they were calling in the game, and they had a chance to look at it, I was like, oh no, like this game is so over. And I will say, like, the number one reason why this series has gone 3 straight Cleveland games has nothing to do with the Pistons.
James Harden's playing
It's
well.
James Harden, man. James Harden was god-awful in the first 2 games. And, like, yes, the foul baiting stuff is not fun. He has just been way better, though. Like, he is making his shots. He's
floater
not
goes
turning the
in.
ball over as much as he was.
Although he was bad down the stretch yesterday.
In overtime, he was good. Down the stretch,
Yes.
yes he was bad. And this is the part, too. How have we not even given Asar any credit for the steal on Mitchell? Like, at the end of the game. We're just talking about the foul. What a play. I mean, Asar was he had the block on Jared Allen in the fourth quarter, too. Like, he was unbelievable. That's the part about this game that I was so upset about, because I was ready to come on the show and just do an Asar glaze fest. And we don't even get to do that a half hour into the show.
I don't think there's ever been a more impactful 6-point performance in
Oh,
Pistons
my
playoff.
goodness, man.
Like
He
that's
had a
why I think it
4x4
reminds me of
in the first 10 minutes of the game.
forced. No, he didn't.
Yes, he
Is
did.
that true?
He had a 4x4 with 10 minutes played.
That's why I think he reminds me of Dennis Rodman, just an all-world defender who, like, you'll look at the end of the game and it'll be like, oh, he had 6 points? Yeah, but he was an insane defensive player through the entire time. Yeah, you're right. He had, like, 4 steals in the first 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah, he ended up getting 3 blocks as well. So he had 3+ in all 5 categories.
He was 4 points away from me hitting just a crazy parlay. I do an Asar parlay every game, and everything hit in the first quarter, really, except for those points.
Could have had 2 more points.
Yeah, 989-837-6125. Who do you blame for the Pistons' loss here? Game 5. Referees, JB Bickerstaff, Jalen Duren. Throw out any other answer, too. We're taking texts all day. You got our Facebook comments, YouTube comments as well. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live here on the Mitt, brought to you by Bresky Siding and Building Repair, the experts who do the job right the first time. Whether you have a leaky roof, storm damage, siding looking a little tired, Bresky is you covered. Locally owned, trusted, and dedicated to keeping Midland area homes safe and looking sharp. Quality materials, skilled craftsmanship, and service that puts your family first. Don't wait for the next storm. Call Bresky Siding and Building Repair today and keep your home strong for years to come.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt. on 100.9 The Mid.
You know, I'm typically not a blame the refs guy. I like to allow myself once per year where I can blame the referees for a loss. I didn't use it at all in 2025. I really thought about it in the game they lost to the Rams, the Lions.
Oh, I was going to say, I thought you did use it last year.
No. I was going to use it. I was going to use it against Dallas if they lost, because that safety against Dak Prescott was still insane. I was going to use it against the Rams, where Kobe Parkinson caught the ball on the 1.5 yard line, and somehow it was a touchdown, even though they got overturned or got reviewed, and it was still a touchdown. But I ended up not this isn't one of those games either. I'm not going to sit here and say, you know what, the reason they lost, I'm not doing it. I just can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not doing it either. I'm frustrated by it, and I think it's okay to be frustrated by it if the fans feel that way, because it was a missed call. It just is. But I do like the point that you bring up, because I really didn't think about that in the moment, and I didn't really think about it until you said it. Like, we have been complaining about, God, I hate when Asar pokes the ball loose and gets a steal on a guy, and then when they're both going for it, they call the foul on Asar.
Yeah.
And that essentially is what that was. Jared Allen was trying to go for the ball. Yeah, Asar beat him to it. It was a foul, but you're right. It's a call that we would be frustrated with if it was the other way around. So
100%.
So it's fine. They shouldn't have blown the lead. That's the 9-point blown lead is just the part that frustrates me the most, because they had won the game. I already had that feeling of they won. We're up 3-2. I had already gotten that feeling inside me, and it was just ripped out.
That plus them just freaking out and then going into overtime still thinking about that. I think that's probably even the bigger reason that they lost that game, other than the 9-point blown lead is probably number one. But them just not getting off of that call, that non-call, probably reason number two. You had a chance to go win in overtime and didn't really feel like the Pistons wanted anything. Not that they didn't want to do anything with it, but man, you knew going into it, if their mind was elsewhere, which it was, they were going to lose.
Yeah.
And then that's exactly what happened.
We do have our first sense of positivity coming in the YouTube chat, so that's good. Shout out to everyone in the YouTube chat today. It's buzzing so far. P. Pats says, heads up, Detroit. Pistons just need to win Game 6. Game 6 is basically Game 7 for both teams. So he's still got the sense of confidence here. He's saying that if they win Game 6, they're going to win Game 7, kind of how you felt in the Orlando Magic series as well.
I mean, I still feel that way. I think if they win Game 6, it's going to be a pretty fun Game 7. You go back at home, and all of a sudden you flip the series once again. You felt really good after it was up 2-0. You still felt good going into last night. They lose for the first. This is the first time all series that it's in the Cavs' control. All you got to do is win one game, and you force a Game 7, and you're back at your home stadium and your home arena. You got a chance to win.
I would feel so much better if Game 6 was at home. If it was the flip-flop. If you were Game 6 at home and then a Game 7 is anything can happen.
I think there has to be a course correction with the fouls on forget the rim, forget attack, on just the jump shot fouls on James Harden. That's we can't foul James Harden 4 to 5 times.
I mean, they shot 40 free throws, bro.
And how many?
That's unbelievable.
And I think 10 to 13 of them were just on James Harden jump shot fouls, all of which are the exact same of you're trying so hard to stay out of his landing zone, but he's jumping so far forward that you can't help but to get in a little bit. And he's doing this thing where he's folding himself. And I hate it. Anthony and them were talking about it a lot this morning too. He players like that,
unnatural.
players like Shea, that's the reason people fell away from the NBA. And especially for a team like the Pistons, you could see the frustration in Danis too, because they just want to go out there and play. They're not about bending the rules.
The acting. Yeah, Tobias gets so frustrated by it.
And then you have James Harden, who's the definition of, I'm going to bend the rules a little bit and get to the line. And, you got to respect it. He's the veteran. But, man, it's just not a good brand of basketball to watch.
Here's my thing. I'm not a physics guy, right? I don't really understand a lot of that. I wasn't very good at that in school. I was more of a chemistry person. How do you do a step back and then jump forward? How? Because that's James Harden's move. I tried doing it, by the way, after Game 3. I went to the gym, and I was like, how does he do a step back? Because every time I do a step back jump shot, I am fading away from the basket, every single time. He does a step back and then leaps forward on the shot. It's a really difficult thing to do, and yet he does it every time. It's extremely unnatural.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a correction with that specifically. I don't think he gets to the line that many times. on just the jump shotting foul. Now, if he wants to go earn himself trips to the line when he drives to the rim, I'm not going to be as mad about that. But the jump shot stuff is like it makes you want to pull your hair out. You could see it with Danis early on in the game. I mean, he was ready to like throw hands. He was so pissed off.
Which I mean, I get it. Esco says if the players are still thinking about the non-call going into overtime, then the blame is on the coach for not having them ready to go. I think that's kind of implementing what you've been talking about.
Yeah, because I mean, it's Bickerstaff's job to go to work the referees and work the league to help them out the same way that Mitchell did afterwards.
Yeah. If anybody's going to say anything, it's got to be him. Yeah.
But I mean, if he's freaking out about that rather than getting his team ready for overtime and celebrating the fact that Asar got a stop, well, then, like, your team sees that and your team's waiting for you to go, like, give them some direction in overtime on, hey, how do we score some points when Cade gets double-teamed? And instead, they're worried about the call. And I think that's ultimately what led to the loss in overtime. Let's go to a couple messages here as well. Ken says, during the season, Sasser hardly saw the floor. He was big on minutes. Green never saw the floor tonight, but played well during the regular season. The rotations are strange.
The rotations are strange. I will agree with that. Like, it's been, they're testing stuff out. I thought Sasser played more than he should have. Not saying that I'm, like, out on him playing at all, but got 16 minutes. Like, Herter got in for that one little stretch. He probably just isn't quite ready to go. He's missed, the last 6 games now, so I understand, like, him not playing a ton, but yeah, it's been strange. No doubt about it.
Brian says, don't pay Duren is a new chant they need at LCA. I got bad news for you, pal. Jalen Duren is making $35+ million next season.
Do you subscribe to the theory that they probably already have inked a deal? And obviously you can't agree to a deal.
I think they have a ballpark deal.
Because I've been seeing that theory tossed around a lot.
I don't know if they already have one like ready to go.
Like agreed upon.
Yeah, that would kind of stink if they did.
Yeah.
But he's gonna be making an extraordinary amount of money next year, and you're just banking on, hey, 22 years old, and he can figure it out in the postseason. You know, maybe you don't turn into a giant shell of yourself, like your nuts have been chopped off.
Well, the issue is, even if they have agreed to a deal, and then the Pistons were kind of like, hey, by the way, like, I know that thing we talked about earlier, like, we're not going to do that anymore.
That's a bad look for the Pistons.
Well, it's a bad look for the Pistons, but also then the Lakers are still just going to be like, hey, we didn't see the playoffs. We'll give him $40 million.
Exactly.
Oh, the Chicago Bulls. Oh, the LA Clippers. We'll give him $40 million. And then the Pistons will be forced to match. So either way, he's going to get more than you probably want to pay him, sadly.
Mark says, I'm a big fan of JB Bickerstaff, but he has to come up with a better offensive game plan that isn't just Cade backing for shots. Got to move the ball around more, and Cade will get more open in the process. Yeah, I think Cade was so gassed at the end of that game, and he also delivered 39 points and was really good for the most part. So I'm not going to like destroy Cade necessarily, but when he passes out of the double teams, I think that's where Cade moving around a little bit, he can get himself some open shots because it feels like he's passing out of them and then just kind of
hanging out,
hanging at half court. Yeah,
it's a tough balance with critiquing Cade last night because he was so good scoring the basketball. And then in overtime, he just doesn't box out Harden on the free throw and has one of the lazier turnovers he's had, and he has had a lot of them. The one on Strus in overtime was like one of the worst ones that he's had. Just got his pocket poked and then didn't even try to make up for it. Strus was awesome, man. Strus had a really good. I mean, he's had a good series, but man, he was unbelievable last night.
Felt like he couldn't miss. The three worst turnovers of the series from Cade. It's all with Strus hounding him. Like Jordan Tyson and Dean Wade, it's been Strus that's gotten the best of Cade Cunningham for sure.
Strus has a similar, like, he's built. You know, he's a wide body, so I think that helps him a lot.
Aaron says we need to go beast mode. He's got it in him. Or we need Duren to go beast mode. He's got it in him, almost like he lost confidence in the last few games. It's one thing to lose confidence in your offensive game. It's another thing to just stop giving effort. And it feels like Jalen Duren has stopped both of those things. Like, there's a noticeable difference when Paul Reed checks into the game and it's just a helicopter flying around getting rebounds. I mean, he had 8 rebounds. He out-rebounded Jalen Duren last night in half the minutes.
They said on one of the broadcasts, I think this was in Game 4, that they were talking with Paul Reed, and like he like JB said, he's the hardest working guy on the team. Like, he's in the gym later than anyone. He's there doing stuff later than everybody.
He said he was doing sprints in the hotel gym.
Yeah, I saw
I can't
that.
imagine going to a hotel gym.
Imagine
there's a
being in the
6'9"
hotel,
guy
yeah.
dead sprinting on the treadmill. Oh my God.
Here's my question. What speed is the treadmill at? A guy with that long of legs sprinting, what speed is that at? That's got to be ridiculous.
It's a very frustrating situation that the Pistons find themselves in right now. But if I were to offer a cup of optimism, they were in this exact same situation a week and a half ago, and they pulled out a win. They're resilient. As we stated after the Orlando series, I think this team, to their own fault, it's not a good thing, but at least, yeah.
Games 3 and 5, man. That's just it's 2 games that should have been theirs. Last night's 100% was the bigger one.
I was going to say they play better with their backs against the wall, which you don't like that it has to get to that, but you also like that.
They've gone up double digits in 4 of the 5 games in this series.
You do like that their best basketball comes when their backs are against the wall. I think they're going to be flying around on Friday night.
I agree with this YouTube chat we got. They just have to get a big lead. They have to get a bigger, like on the road, get a big lead and just be able to sustain it. Because
I think one thing's become very clear. They can't, eventually the Cavs are going to make a run and get themselves back into it.
I mean, they did it last night, right? It was 104-93 or 103-94. Next thing you know, the Cavs are in OT 107-103. They went on a 13-0 run late in that game. And on top of the 25-0 run they went on in Game 4.
Chris says, I blame Cade Cunningham turning the ball over. It hasn't been pretty.
If you just want to blame them losing in overtime, sure, Cade might get it. He took one shot and had a couple really bad plays, but he was so good the rest of the game that it's hard to give him any blame.
Reggie says Duren didn't I can't believe how good of a three-point shooter Cade's become, by the way.
He shot 10 threes last night. Clearly they were trying to make up for the miss of Duncan.
Reggie says Duren didn't cost them the game. The team is plagued by injuries and defensive struggles. And they let the Cavs go on a 9-0 run late to force overtime. What defensive struggles is he talking about? Other than not being able to stay out of James Harden's landing zone, which is apparently a 6-foot radius.
They did give up, the open threes, I thought, was they give up a pretty good amount of open threes. There were not a lot of tough 3 balls made from Cleveland in this one. But the part that we really haven't touched on much that you did bring up earlier, Mitchell was hurt. And you lost the game. Mitchell was silent. He hit the 3 in overtime that kind of was the, oh, man.
He didn't want to shoot the ball after he hurt his ankle.
In the fourth quarter, he was not even a part of it when they went on the 9-0 run to force overtime. The only part he had was getting the ball stolen from him by Asar Thompson. He was a nobody out there. He was hiding in the corner. He clearly was injured. And the fact that you still lost the game because Harden took over. Ugh.
Really frustrating. 989-837-6125 is the number you can text into for the messages. By the way, looks like there's a lot of new people in our YouTube today. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you're enjoying the show. Hope you are. We are live every day from 9 to noon here on 100.9 The Mitt, going over Pistons, Lions. We're going to get to some Lions stuff in the 10 o'clock hour, so we didn't even get to news, which we were supposed to do at 9:30, but you guys were filling up the text line, so we ended up going with that a little bit more. Hopefully, same replies, same responses for this Detroit Lions topic that we want to do. Schedule comes out later today, 8 p.m. Is it 7 p.m. or 8 p.m.? I think it's 7 p.m. actually.
Something like that.
7:30 maybe. I want to know who we want to play week 1. You can go with the Cupcakes. There's a whole lot of them. Or you could go with a divisional opponent. You could go with, we already know the Patriots are in Germany. We already know the Packers are going to close the year. Bears are on Thanksgiving. Other than that, it's a bunch of mediocre teams. I told you guys yesterday, I think there's a chance that they could go undefeated or just have one loss at home this year. So who do you want to open this thing up with? That's a conversation we're going to dive into next. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Like and subscribe if you have not already. We appreciate every new user we have in the YouTube today. If you're listening on the radio side of things, we appreciate you guys as well. One more time, 989-837-6125. We'll get back to the Pistons a little bit later on in the show, do more on the blame game. I think it's J.B. Bickerstaff after last night. A lot of people saying Duren. I'll respect it. We didn't get a lot of feedback that it was the referees. Felt like we all grew up, got a good night's sleep, and recognized that wasn't necessarily why they lost. It's the Ben Bosscher Show. We'll be right back.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
From the Blazy Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
Okay, here we go. 10 o'clock hour. We'll circle back to the Pistons. Series isn't over, guys. Let's move through today with a little bit of optimism. Series is not quite over. I do want to touch on this Detroit Lions schedule release that's coming out tonight. So here's what we do know. We know that the Lions are going to be playing the Bears on Thanksgiving.
Holy crap.
We know that the Lions are going to be playing the Patriots in Germany.
Man.
We know that the Lions, well, the rumor is they're going to be playing the Packers week 18 to close the season. And we know for a fact that they're going to be playing on the road in new Highmark Stadium. It's going to be $600 to get in Buffalo week 2 Amazon Prime. What we do not know is who they are opening up the season with. There's a couple different ways you can think about this. You know, I see a lot of Lions fans, well, they need a guaranteed win to start the season before they head to Buffalo. Why are we just writing in Buffalo as a loss, guys? What do we think? What do you think? We're the Cleveland Browns? What do you think? We're the Atlanta Falcons? Or Detroit Lions? And I know last year was a down year, but I'm not just going in and writing in L's for that Buffalo game. Now, when I go through the schedule next week, or tomorrow, who knows? Maybe I do end up putting that game as a loss, but it's not an auto loss. Is Josh Allen 15-2 at home over the past 2 seasons? Sure, but guess what? Kansas City, the 2 years leading up to that home opener, was 14-3 at home, and the Lions took care of business against them. So I'm not just writing in a loss.
Lamar last year too, right? Only had 2 losses against the NFC before that Lions game.
And guess what? The Lions went in there and won when they were healthy. So I'm not just writing in the Buffalo game as a loss. Oh, they need a win to start out the season. Okay, that doesn't have to come against a team like the Jets. That doesn't have to come against a team like the Arizona Cardinals. You can go play someone good and still expect the Lions to win. I get the sense right now that the Lions fans are like afraid to play someone good week 1. To hell with that. Give me someone that I've been thinking about all offseason long. I want to play the Green Bay Packers Week 1, a tone setter to start the season. I've been waiting to get another crack at these guys since they ended our season on Thanksgiving last year. It's a chance to rewrite history based on how the season opened up a year ago, where Green Bay shellacked the Lions and their lack of offensive line in Week 1. You want a chance for redemption? How about you take on these guys? That will give the Lions a reason to get a chip on their shoulder and be even more fired up for Week 1 than they already are on this revenge-seeking tour that they need to be on this season. They don't play a ton of teams that they lost to last year. The Packers are one of them. That's going to get them ready to go. It's not about Dan Campbell. Like, Dan Campbell, he's not about, I hope we get an easy win to start the season. Neither is Penei Sewell. Neither is Jared Goff. Neither is Jack Campbell. They want to go seek revenge on the teams that they lost to last year. I've been thinking about the Packers and beating them. It has made me sick to my stomach all offseason that we got swept by them last year. I want the Packers Week 1. If you need an additional reason to be convinced, Micah Parsons tore his ACL in December. Is he going to be healthy Week 1 is a question we don't know the answer to at this moment in time. I'm willing to roll those dice, though, even though that they have to play Buffalo on the road Week 2. I'm willing to roll the Micah Parsons dice, Week 1, knowing chance you don't play him. Chance, if he plays, he's not 100% healthy. I'd rather play, and you know when he is going to be healthy? Second half of the year. If we're going to play Green Bay twice, I'd rather one of them be way early on in the season, give the chance of Lions to set the tone, start out 1-0, go on to Buffalo with a 1-0 record, and let's just set the tone for the season that's supposed to be a bounce-back year for the Lions. I'm not looking for a guaranteed win. I'm looking for a challenge Week 1 because that's what this Lions team is about. So you can either be in two different groups. You can ask for the Cupcakes, Saints, Jets, Giants. Who knows where they'll end up landing, but for right now, they're considered the Cupcake. You can ask for Arizona, Miami. You can ask for one of those teams Week 1, or you can ask for the Bears. You could ask for the Packers. You can ask for Tampa Bay. What camp do you fall into, Kyle?
Well, is this what do I want or what do I think is going to happen? Because I think there's a big difference. I mean, if I want a guaranteed win Week 1, give me the Chicago Bears because Ben Johnson can't beat Dan Campbell.
Suck it, Bears fans. I didn't know that was on the board.
But, no, that was mainly just a joke I wanted to make. I think the Micah Parsons stuff makes your case pretty interesting because we all remember what happened in Week 1 last year. Obviously, the Lions, got embarrassed in Week 1. But the bigger thing was that Parsons was limited in that game, too. He played like 20 snaps and yet was awesome. Still made a huge imprint on that game and did not play a lot of snaps because he was coming off of an injury. Remember that whole weird thing? But he actually ended up being injured. We thought it was fake. It was actually real, and yet still was limited in that game and was really good. So, yeah, that makes the case better for that. But I do think that going into Week 2 being the Thursday night football game, not just the fact that it's the Bills, but the fact that it is Thursday night, it's a primetime game, I don't think that the NFL schedulers, people, would want to put a big Lions matchup in Week 1 where because, a Lions-Packers, if that's not a primetime game, it's going to be like the 4:25 game of the week kind of thing.
That's what it was Week 1 last year.
Right. It's going to be the game of the week. That is, it's not primetime, but everybody gets it if you have cable. It's kind of one of those things. So I think that they'd be more likely to put one of those weirder Saints. We'll put it at 1 p.m., whatever, who cares? We got the Lions playing on Thursday Night Football anyways. What do I want to happen, though? Yeah, I'm with you. This has been a very up-in-the-air offseason for the Lions as far as how people feel about Detroit going into it. Last year, most people felt like they were going to be awesome. At least the Lions fans did, and it went poorly. I want them to go be 1-0 going into that Buffalo game, but I'm with you in the fact that, I'm not going to write this in as an auto loss for Detroit, saying, they have to get an easy game Week 1 because they're going to be 1-1 following Week 2. Come on, what are we doing? We can't have that sense of opinion in May. It's the middle of May. We're already saying they're going to lose Week 2. That's ridiculous. So I'm with you in the fact that I don't think it matters because they're going to lose Week 2. But I certainly wouldn't be mad if they're playing the New York Jets in Week 1 either.
I won't be mad, but I won't love it. I want something to get excited, and I'm going to be excited regardless because football is going to be back on. But Come on, man. Give me some juice. Give me some revenge-seeking opportunities with this Packers. We know the Lions get up for the Packers game, man. They hate the Packers just as much as the fans do.
They do, but they got punked by them last year.
Just all the more reason they're not going to want to duck that. They're going to you know how the Lions social media will like be like, what game are you the most excited for? And all their players will walk through a hallway and put up a stick of the logo.
Yeah.
I bet you all of them are saying the Packers this year. Every single one of them. They're going to want to play the Lions. So feed them the team they want to play early on. I want to play the Green Bay Packers week 1, and they're going to play the Bills week 2. I'm not just going to write like, I'm really scared about No. There's a chance they could be 2-0 for all we know. I think this is a good football team, guys. They're the favorites to win the division. They would be favorites to beat Green Bay in the opening game if it's in Ford Field.
It probably will be at Ford Field, too. I would doubt they send the Lions on the road for the first 2 games of the year.
Not impossible.
Be kind of messed up. Yeah, but, like, come on, man. It's the Lions. Give them a home game. So I bet they're at home to start the year. I mean, like, that's something you do to, like, a bad team. Oh, you're going to be on the road for the first 3 games of the year. Like, sorry.
I still can't get over that Germany stretch where it's Germany week 10.
See,
you come back. I hope it's a home game, and then it's the short week Thanksgiving game against the Bears. That's really tough, man.
That's the part that I think would entice you to say they're going to take it easy on the Lions in week 1 because they already are going to have a hell stretch in that time of the season.
Counter, I'd rather play the bad teams that stretch.
Right?
Like, I'd rather, like, if
I get
I don't
that.
want a cupcake week 1. I want a cupcake, and there's more than one cupcake on the schedule this
week
year.
11.
I want a cupcake week 11
9.
when you come back from Germany. Yeah, or the week before. That's where I want
week
my
12
cupcakes.
is Thanksgiving, right?
Week 12 is Thanksgiving, and that's the Bears.
They have to give them a week 11 bye. I mean, they have to.
They won't.
That's ridiculous. We don't know that, though, right? It just is not we just know that it's not a for sure week 11 bye.
Yeah, but I mean,
still could happen.
Rod Wood said it's unlikely, so I'll just take his word for that.
But that's just like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. The NFL wants to do all these international games and this and that, and yet they're not going to like compensate the teams for actually being a part of it. I just think that's ridiculous.
It's not like
especially when there's a Thanksgiving game 2 weeks after. Give them the week off. That's crazy.
But then if you have the week off going into a Thursday night game, it really hurts the team that you're playing because they're on the short week and you're on the long week.
Yeah, you're right. That's true. They typically don't like to do that.
Don't put us on the week 10 Germany game. Give us the week 9 Germany game, you know?
Or give us week 9 bye going into week 10, which is still, but it doesn't really change the fact that stretch is still going to be ridiculous.
Chance to get healthy. I just like, if you know the Lions are going to play on Thanksgiving, I guess I'm failing to understand why they had to play this late into the year in Germany. Why can't we be the week 6 Germany game and just give the Lions an opportunity to kind of reset before that hell week that's always the last week of November? It always is.
We did get is Lions Packers to end the year, right?
That is a rumor. It is not
just
confirmed,
a rumor.
but every rumor that has existed so far with the Lions season and schedule, it has turned out to be true.
And the Lions typically always face a divisional opponent in the final week of the season anyways.
I think everybody does. That's kind of just
So
the way it goes.
I believe that one. So if that's the case, and you got potentially Green Bay, if we're doing what you want here, Green Bay week 1 and then week 18, be kind of crazy, right?
To me.
Be kind of crazy.
Sounds lovely.
It's a long time without playing the team I hate.
But you get to set the tone of this, like to end the season with that.
Yeah.
With whatever's on the line. I that's what I live for. I don't want a cupcake. Like everybody's just asking, oh, we got to start 1-0. Oh, I want a really easy team week 18. No, like get up for the challenge, guys. This is the Lions we're talking about. This isn't the Carolina Panthers. This isn't the Arizona Cardinals. This is the Lions. They want the challenge. They've been great in prime time. They've been great when their backs are against the wall up until last year.
You know what? You're right, man. You're getting me hyped up right now.
Thank you.
I'm ready for football, man. I've been down in the dumps. The Pistons blew the game last night. I had last night's Survivor episode spoiled for me this morning on Twitter, so I was really mad about that. And then this Lions schedule stuff is getting me back up. So I'm with you. Give us Green Bay week 1. I'm with it.
Thank you, Kyle. 989-837-6125. So where are you? Do you want a cupcake? Do you want a challenge for week 1? Schedule comes out tonight. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. We're live here on 100.9 The Mitt. You guys can tee up at Sandy Ridge Golf Course, Midland's hidden gem, where every round feels like a little bit of a getaway. It's finally supposed to be warm this weekend. Finally.
Even today, like, going to be in the 60s and sunny. Whew. I'll take it.
Now featuring a brand new clubhouse, part lounge, part hangout, all class, perfect for cooling down or talking smack after 18. Smooth greens, scenic fairways, and enough birdies to make your buddies jealous. And if you're lucky, you'll catch me out there just really upset trying to chip onto the green because I can't do it. Whether you're a weekend warrior or just there for the vibes, Sandy Ridge brings the game and the chill. Book a tee time, plan your outing, or stop by and pretend you know how to green a green. Sandy Ridge Golf Course, the hidden gem that's way too good to stay a secret.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100. Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
With the schedule coming out tonight, I am hoping that the Lions are going to be playing the Packers week 1. I hope they close with the Packers. I just hate that team so much, and I know the Lions feel the same way. So I'm just all on board in playing them in big state games. And I know it didn't work out last year. I'm aware of it. That doesn't mean I'm just looking to duck them forever, though. Not going to do that.
They got to play him twice no matter what. Might
I'd
as well
rather
get
it
one
be
out of the
right
way
away.
early. The Micah Parsons point is definitely the strongest point there. Just potentially not having to play him. I get like, we want to play him at full strength. The playoffs, you got to play the best teams. You want to play the best. Dude, if I have a chance to play the Packers without Micah Parsons,
Yeah, sign me up.
like I have no complaints.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Jennifer says, I'm down to play the Packers as long as it's a home game. Get him before Parsons is healthy, and usually you do have one division game to open up the season. I'm cool if they continue on with that tradition. Yeah, that would be tough if it was Green Bay on the road, Buffalo on the road to open up the season. That'd be really hard.
I don't think they would do that, right?
I don't know.
What was the Lions'
not
first home?
impossible.
They did Bears at home week 2 last year. It was Packers road, Bears home, I believe.
Yeah.
It was back-to-back division games.
Yeah, I don't think it's all that crazy to have 2 road games to start the year.
Not
it
for,
happens
not
to
for
a few
good teams, though. Like, that's something they do to bad teams. I have no evidence of this. It's just in my head. It's like, why would I make a good team go play on the road the first 2 games?
It would mean you get a lot of home games in the second half of the year.
Well, one of our home games is in Germany.
But luckily, they had 9 home games already this year, so it's an even 8-8 split. You get 8 home games, 8 road games, 1 neutral site game.
I do think that, like, the NFL surely wants to have storylines going into their week 1 matchups. Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's what gets the fans most excited, especially with the teams that have elements to them, like the Lions. I mean, there's a lot of fan interest in the Lions. So I do think that the Packers one makes sense, but the 2 other ones that, like, are just catching my eye.
Can I guess?
Sure. There's 2 that catch my eye, and they're
Buccaneers?
similar. Wrong.
Giants?
The Giants is one of them.
Okay.
The Giants is one of them just from, like, oh, look, they're this fun young team. Harbaugh is there. Like, this team is...
Aren't the Giants week 1 against the Cowboys Sunday night?
Oh, you're right. They are. Yes. So I'm just wrong there. Okay. So take the Giants out of it. The other one is the other New York team. It is the Jets.
Oh, Aaron Glenn.
Aaron
coming
Glenn back to Detroit. Like, just anything they can do to, like, play up these week 1 matchups. Obviously, like, Jets-Lions is not the most exciting thing in the world, but it's Aaron Glenn going back to Detroit for the first time. Oh, that's cool. Like, there's something there.
I think that only matters to Lions and Jets fans, though. Like, the Ben Johnson coming back was a bigger deal because, I don't know, Ben Johnson is just
100%.
a bigger deal than Aaron Glenn is.
And that feels like Ben Johnson, like, it seems like he doesn't really like the other coaches. And it seems like they don't really like him either.
In the NFC North or just in general?
In general. Like, I mean, you see all these post-game stuff with Ben Johnson. He doesn't talk to any coaches.
Yeah.
Like him and LaFleur, they didn't even, like, handshake the one time.
Yeah, I actually don't mind that, though.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, he kind of has, like, that's why he's talked about. That's why he is mentioned a lot as far as these other coaches.
The other name that I think he could potentially be, I mean, the Bears potentially, but I think the Bears might be one of those situations where you play them twice in the second half because there's that rumor that they're playing them week 17. So you might have 2 divisional games.
And you
kind
of want them to play late too. Like, they're probably going to be for potential division winning situation. So I get that. Is there any Vikings week 1 juice? I was thinking about that. Is there anything there?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's another team that you need to seek revenge on. You know, it's another team that
They're not expected to be good. Like, they want to keep the good divisional matchups for the end of the season. So, like, that could give them more reason to have Minnesota be early.
Yeah, I wouldn't be totally shocked if it was a Vikings game. I think the Tampa game is an opportunity, but I think that's also like a waste of like a potential Monday night game.
That's what I was going to say. That just screams week 8 Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't they play on Monday night against Tampa last year? I believe they did.
Was that a Monday night game?
That was the Legion of Whom game.
Yeah,
that was
you're
either
right.
Yeah, that was Monday
It was a
night.
Monday night
yeah.
game. You're right.
But you're right. That just feels like a mid-year primetime game.
So does the Giants, doesn't it? Something about that Giants game where I feel like it might be a primetime
Yeah,
game.
they're going to put the Giants on primetime. Okay, what's the line for primetime games? We
Well,
already
we've
know
already
2
got
of them. So 2 locked up. I mean, the Thanksgiving one doesn't really count, but we will count it because it is a primetime game. You've already
What about
got
the
2.
Germany game? Does that count as a primetime game?
No.
It has to be 8:20.
I
8:20
mean,
tip-off?
No, it has to be.
Kickoff?
Yeah, it's Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night. You know, which the Thanksgiving one is different, but we're counting it because everyone's watching it. It is prime.
I would guess the over/under is 2.5 more.
So 4.5 total is the line.
Sure, with the Germany game too. So it's like, yeah. I think that's enough Lions for national.
Because they'll get a Monday
games.
night game. They'll absolutely get a Monday night. They'll absolutely get a Sunday night. So there's 2 more locked up. And then they'll probably get a TBD for the Week 18 Packers one. Like, that's when they don't have any of the Sunday night or primetime games set up yet.
Did you?
I think they go over. I think they for sure get 5 primetime games.
Did you see the Thanksgiving game?
Like the slate?
Yeah.
Well, I saw that Packers-Rams. I had this for the news, but Packers-Rams is the Blackout Wednesday game.
Yeah. So there's the Blackout Wednesday game,
That's such
Packers-Rams.
a tough game to put there, man. That's an awesome game.
Oh, just wait till you hear the actual Thursday's games. Lions-Bears is at 1.
Who the Cowboys got?
Philly.
Yeah, classic.
And then they're capping it off with Chiefs and Bills. Does the NFL hate us? They want
That's
all of our families.
unbelievable.
How many divorces is this going to cause this Thanksgiving?
On Sunday night or on the night of Thanksgiving, I think that's fair though. Just because that's what an 8:20 kick, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right about that.
Like that, people are done
That's
with
like a
their
must-watch
Thanksgiving
game.
stuff. It is
all
because
4 of those games
usually,
are must-watch games.
Usually that is tough because the Thanksgiving schedule, obviously always Lions at noon, always or 12:30, always Cowboys as the midday slate. And then they just kind of pick a random one to throw, like it was Ravens-Bengals last year, I think. They just kind of pick a random game to throw at the end
That's
there.
like game of the year potential.
That's an awesome game. On
They're
Thanksgiving,
trying to break all the families.
it's better.
Up, man.
Okay, I will say, much happier that's that one instead of Black Friday. If they would have made that the Black Friday game or the Blackout Wednesday game, I would have freaked out.
Yeah, man. Nobody wants to watch football the day before Thanksgiving.
No, dude.
We all love football. All of our listeners,
That's
you
the
and I can
worst
agree on
day
this.
for football to be on, man.
No, I want to be drunk watching college
Yes,
basketball
yes.
at a local bar
Yes,
in my
dude.
hometown. That is exactly what I want.
God.
I don't want anything else.
Nailed it. That's all that Blackout Wednesday is about. Oh, there's 4 college basketball games on the TVs that I can casually watch while I'm hanging out with my hometown friends.
Yeah.
I get to watch football all day the next day. Like, I don't need it that night. I'm going to spend 8 hours watching football the next day. And then 2 days later, I'm going to do the same thing. I don't need it on that Wednesday.
Too bad.
Yep.
So there's 2 different Wednesday games this year.
2 different Wednesday games. Yes. Unbelievable.
Ridiculous. Do you like that the Lions are playing the Bears on Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
I do too.
I mean, I like that it has to be a huge matchup. I like it. I prefer it that way. We remember what happened. I think that was 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago on Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Eberflus was fired just because of how terrible they managed the end of game there. And the Packers-Lions game last year was huge as well. Like, it has to be a huge game.
There was a lot of media saying they're sick of the divisional games on Thanksgiving. I don't mind it, man. That's the Lions' best rivals. It's kind of what I want on Thanksgiving.
And
like a lot of people, their families have Bears fans or Packers fans in them, so it just creates like
Right.
a house where there's multiple
100%.
fans.
Yeah.
It's the local matchup.
I mean, a lot of people from Michigan will go to like a Chicago for their family. Like if they have family out of, it's a good meeting spot for people to have their Thanksgiving at. So like there's a ton that plays into that. And I just do think that in the modern day with the Ben Johnson, Dan Campbell aspect, Bears-Lions, both games should be primetime. Like the NFL should be all over that. And it's easier to sneak one into the Thanksgiving rather than be like, one's Sunday night and one's Monday night. It's just easier to sneak one of them as the Thanksgiving one, and then the other one will probably be Sunday Night Football.
It's going to be Week 17. That sounds like a great Sunday Night Football game for
100%.
Week 17. Divisional game?
Guaranteed. So Bears-Lions is the rumored Week 17 game.
Yes.
God, I just want this to come out.
Tonight.
Just text Bellino, man. He'll have it for you.
He actually might.
He's got to know it, right?
He actually might.
He's part of the watch party, or he's like hosting the watch party for it, yeah.
Yeah, most of the good games have been leaked. Like the other 2 that haven't, I guess, are just like the Giants in Tampa Bay, which could both be primetime games. We'll see.
Could be. Any other ones that might have primetime potential, opponents-wise?
You got a Vikings, Bears.
Non-divisional games, yeah. Like, are they? Because
probably not.
You think they throw a bone to like Arizona? Like, oh, it's Jeremiah Love on Thursday Night Football. They're gonna play on Thursday Night Football once though. Arizona
and that'll
will.
be like Arizona versus. It'll be a divisional team, I would guess.
And the Lions won't play on Thursday night again, actually, because they have the Bills and their Thanksgiving one. There's no way they play again.
No,
yeah,
that's probably it.
That's probably it. There probably isn't any other, unless they want to be like Cam Ward, Monday Night Football. Maybe. That's definitely not a Sunday Night Football game. That'd be a Monday nighter.
Yeah.
That's the only other one.
I think if you're putting Cam Ward in primetime, you're putting him against another AFC quarterback.
I agree.
989-837-6125. We'll take a trip around the league when we come back. It's the Ben Bosscher Show, live here on 100.9 The Mitt. If you've got boring floors or a sad shower, Premier Tile & Stone is here to rescue your surfaces from the snooze zone. These folks, they turn tile into art. I'm talking about kitchens, bathrooms, backsplashes, fireplaces. If it holds still, they'll tile it beautifully. Locally owned in Midland, but their work looks like it belongs in a magazine that charges $15 an issue. Giant selection of fancy stuff. I'm talking porcelain, ceramic, natural stone, and materials you probably can't even pronounce, but you're going to love them. Stop dreaming, start scheming. Visit the showroom and let your interior designer run wild. That's Premier Tile and Stone, where your floors get fabulous and grout gets glorious.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100. by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, welcome back into the show. It is time for us to take a trip around the league.
It's time to zoom out and go around the league.
All right, Kyle's putting me to the test today.
Yep, that's right. We're talking NFL. Finally, one of these around the leagues, by the way, is like, okay, I'm ready to talk NFL. With the schedule coming out, like some of these other ones have just been like, do we really got to do NFL right now? You know, it's May. I'm cool with doing it now, though.
All right.
What?
Kyle hates the show. Kyle hates around the league. He
No.
hates talking football.
I just think around the league. I mean, why don't we just call it around the NFL at this point? When do we ever do it not around the NFL?
That's what I mean. Yeah, it's a football segment. It's a way
Remember
to
when
talk about football.
We did have you guess all the WNBA teams the one time. That was funny.
I think I got most of them.
Yeah, I think you did.
And now there's a new one.
Portland.
There's two new ones. There's one in. Okay, we need to.
Yeah. Okay. This around the league today is most/least vulnerable NFL division champs. So basically, all the teams that won their divisions last year. Who is the most vulnerable? Who is the least vulnerable? And I didn't want Ben to guess these in order.
So the most vulnerable
Would be at the top.
Okay.
Like most likely to not go back and win the division, essentially, is what this is. Do you want to pull up the division winners last year just so you have
I'm
these?
just peeking at the standings
Well,
right now.
Yeah, I just want to make sure you know.
I mean, I think it's got to be Pittsburgh, right? Now that Baltimore's coming back fully healthy, you think the Bengals are going to be a little bit better. What happened in Pittsburgh last year of Lamar getting hurt and Joe Burrow getting hurt, they just kind of walked into a division title. It's got to be them, right?
Yeah, it's Pittsburgh, and they're just wrong. Do they not know? Do they not know what Pittsburgh does? I mean, come on. It's more probably about the Ravens than anything else.
It is. And the Bengals.
But yes, Pittsburgh is number one. You got that right.
Okay, number two, I think I'll go with Carolina. They won the division with an 8-9 record last year. It was a 3-way tie. I'm not all that convinced that they're the best team in that division at all anyway. That seems like any four of those teams could win the division. So I think Carolina's the second biggest vulnerable team to lose their division title.
Yeah, they're number two, and they should be number one probably.
You're probably right.
If I was ranking this. Now, like, the division is open, so at least they have that going. Like, there isn't a juggernaut like the Steelers have the Ravens in their division, but the Panthers are the third favorite right now to win their division. Those division odds are crazy. First place is plus 190. Fourth place is plus 320. I mean, that's how close the odds are for all four teams. So, pretty unbelievable.
Now, here's where it gets really hard, because I think you can make a case for just about anybody with, the Bills didn't win their division last year, so they're a threat to the Patriots, Jacksonville, Houston, Indianapolis, all kind of a crapshoot there too. The West, I assume Patrick Mahomes is going to be playing week one if they put him on a primetime game for week one, so all of a sudden Denver's in a little bit of trouble. And then you have the Bears, too, where it's like, I'm not all that convinced the Bears are going to run it back. The Rams are the best team in the NFC to me, and they didn't win the division last year. I think I'll ultimately go with a division where I think it's pretty balanced, so I'll say Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
For number three.
Not number three. Should I tell you where they are, since you already guessed them?
Yeah, go ahead.
They're the last team. They're number 8.
They think they're the most likely to repeat.
Yes, they think they're the least vulnerable team.
I don't know, man.
8.
With Houston in there, I guess who else would be number 8?
Jacksonville, not even the favorites to win their own division, by the way, yet they're the least vulnerable. Wait, you want to know what's weird? I'm actually just realizing this.
Go ahead.
And maybe I'm spoiling a little bit here. Only one team that won the division last year is the favorite to win the division this year.
And that has to be Philadelphia, right?
Correct. That's wild.
So I guess I'll go with Philadelphia as the number 3 spot. Least likely.
Well,
no. I would say I'll put Philly in the 7th spot.
Yes.
They're the least likely other than Jacksonville, apparently.
And they are. Yes. So you've got the most likely top 2 with being Pittsburgh and Carolina, and then you got Philly and Jacksonville as 7 and 8. Yeah, every other team that is favored to win their division right now did not win it last year. That's got to be some sort of record.
For number 3 most vulnerable, I'll go with the Patriots. I'll zag on like they'll have the first place schedule. Buffalo's coming in hot. I'll have them 3, even though the other 2 teams are not really threats.
You got it flip-flopped. Patriots are number 6.
Okay.
Yep.
That feel okay.
So this is tough because, like we just said, it's a bunch of teams that won the division last year that aren't expected to win it this year. So it's really hard to judge them.
I think.
Want a hint?
I just want to say I think the Patriots are more likely to lose their division than most of the teams that we have said already. Like other than other than the Panthers and the Steelers, I think the Patriots are actually the most likely team to not repeat as division winners. They should be 3.
I agree with you. Just because of how good Buffalo's going to be, probably. And with everything that's happened in New England this year.
So I still don't have 3, right?
You still don't have number 3, and you still don't have number 4 or number 5.
Denver?
Denver is number 4. I think Denver probably should be the number 3 team, though. This is who I would have as number 3.
There's 2 teams that could win the division besides Denver.
Yes, exactly. It's not like it's just Kansas City. The Chargers should have a good year. But this one just surprised me just with Mahomes. I mean, you would assume that everyone thinks the Chiefs are going to run it back this year.
Are they division favorites? Or they're co-favorites, right? It's the Chargers.
It has shifted. The Chiefs are favorites on their own. Plus 170. Chargers plus 185. Denver's third at plus 210.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense because as the schedules come out, it's kind of just become clear Mahomes is not going to miss any time.
And I think the odds are going to shift once the schedules fully come out today as well. Just because people are going to be willing to bet stuff. Okay, so you're just missing number 3 and number 5. You only have 2 teams to choose from here.
Give me the Bears as the third most likely team to not repeat as division champions. That was a lot of...
Most likely team to not.
Repeat
most
it.
vulnerable.
Yeah,
yes.
most vulnerable.
Least likely to repeat.
A lot of double negatives there.
Yeah, yes, the Bears are your number 3 team there. I'm assuming this is just because, once again, similar to the Broncos-Chiefs thing, there are 3 teams that could win this division. I personally think there is 4, but the books and everyone else don't really seem to think that.
Bears aren't even second.
Bears aren't even second. They're plus 310. Lions still your favorites. Packers second.
So that would mean the team with the middle amount of vulnerability would be...
The middle amount, yes.
Would be the Seahawks.
The Seattle Seahawks, yes. They're your number 5 team, which probably feels right. You could say it's disrespectful, which it probably is. They're the Super Bowl champs. But at the end of the day,
the second best team in the whole conference is in their division.
The Rams added an all-pro corner to their team. And everyone thought that they were the second best team in the NFL last year. So I don't think it's that disrespectful.
I don't think it is either.
Hopefully Noah's not watching.
All right, that's around the league.
It's around the league.
There's going to be a lot of new division champions this year. Like, a lot.
It's so weird that only one champion from last year is favored to win. That's like unheard of.
It just comes down to Kansas City and Buffalo both lost their division, in which it usually doesn't happen. I would imagine both of those teams end up as division champs again. I would imagine the Lions end up as division champs again.
By the way,
I think the Rams end up as division champs again.
Vikings are plus 550. I got them at plus 700 when they signed Kyler Murray. That's all I'm saying. I don't want it to actually happen, but like that cash out's already up. Haven't even played a game yet.
It's just playing the books.
Yeah, it's just me being smart.
Around the League, as always, presented by Aired Insurance. They understand not everyone's insurance needs are the same. They want to work personally with you to create something best suited for your needs. Whether it's life or home or auto or physical insurance, it's all available with the Aired Insurance Group with Farm Bureau Insurance.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 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 Oh yeah. Yeah.
Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
So what do we think? I mean, obviously tomorrow's show we're gonna go through the Lions' schedule. Oh, we think they're gonna go 10-7. We think they're gonna go 11-6. Do you know what their over/under is sitting at right now?
Ooh. It's either 9.5 or 10.5.
10.5.
Really? Probably with juice on the under.
Over. It's
Or
minus
it's
for both.
like it's plus. Oh, it's not plus for the over though. I figured it'd be plus for the over.
Minus
Really?
115 for the over. I think they're sniffing out this fourth place schedule, which to me is the number one reason. Like, yeah, man, this team's going to run. Like, remember 2 years ago when they were just running through the bad teams? I think if they have a good offensive line this year, which it should be definitely better than last year, there's a chance where they get into a few more games where it's just like, yeah, we're just BTAing everyone because we play a lot of stinkers this year. Arizona, Miami, there'll be a couple more, like the Jets. There's a chance there's a few games where it's like, yeah, the Lions are back. They are just decimating the people in front of them. And I'm here for it. I think the books see it. You know, like, remember the bet that we thought the Lions were going to have a top 5 offense this year, or like a number 1 scoring offense? Like, I think all that stuff's still on the table of their offense just being even better than it was last season, with Jared Goff still being an elite quarterback, with them still having the best group of weapons in the NFL, with Gibbs finally being unleashed and the offensive line taking a step forward and the schedule not being good. As long as the defense is halfway decent, which should be, as long as they stay healthy, this is, to me, the division champs of the NFC North.
Man, we're doing that in May, huh?
I think so.
I mean, it's tough because last year was just such an unexpected year. I'd kind of become blinded to the like, oh, the Lions they're fine thing, because in the prior season, their defense was so decimated with injury, and it didn't matter. They won 15 games. So last year was just like every time they lost, it was just like, yeah, but they're just going to win next week. They don't lose back-to-back games. Remember that? I mean, that was our only take every time they lost a game.
Yeah.
Well, they don't lose back-to-back games, so they'll win this week, and that was just kind of written in stone.
And they lost 3 in a row at the end of the year.
Yeah, and they lost to Max Brosmer on Christmas, and it was just like, oh, so we really aren't going to the playoffs. Okay, like I just kind of believed they were the whole time, and it happened out of nowhere. So getting over that is taking some time. I still think the offseason was a major win. I think the schedule is probably the number 1 reason why you feel the way you do positively about the Lions. I will say the schedule always seems to be a reverse thing. You go into the year like, look at the schedule. And then you get halfway through the season, you're like, oh, they've had the toughest schedule ever. All these teams are good now. Just kind of seems to work out that way all the time.
Remember, they had the toughest schedule in the league 2 years ago, and then they went 15-2.
Because it ended up being not that hard.
Yeah, it just depends on how this thing plays out. I think the number 1 thing I'm looking for on the schedule is, other than playing Green Bay week 1, is just a second half bye. Please, I can't deal with the week 5 buys anymore. Every year this team gets banged up and needs a bye in the second half, and it feels like it always comes week 5, week 6.
Give us the fantasy hell bye. Give us the week 14 bye.
The fact that even exists it's
so
truly
dumb.
Wild.
Yeah, especially if we end up adding another game to this schedule, going to 18 games,
which sounds like that's just going.
I think
to
it is going to
happen.
I just don't know when, but it sounds like it is going to happen. Yeah, the week 14 bye is, for fantasy football players, the worst thing ever.
For your football
for your
team,
real team,
greatest thing. You can ask
sign me
for.
up. Yeah, and I don't remember them having it like in recent history. So I would absolutely love if they got that. You talked about too. You think that this team has a chance to win every game in Ford Field, with, of course, the Pats, one of their toughest teams, home opponents-wise, not being at Ford Field.
I think there's a possibility. I think their toughest games are going to be the Bears and the Packers at home. And if you can win those home games, yeah, there's a real chance you go undefeated 8-0 at home this year.
Yeah, I mean, you have New Orleans, New York Jets, New York Giants, Tennessee. I mean, the 4 of those teams, plus Tampa. A Tampa team that you've taken care of business with for the most part.
Yeah. It's one of those teams that's like tough until they play the tough teams. Then they don't seem so tough.
Who we just play every year.
Yeah. Yeah, the one year we don't win the division, they didn't win the division either.
Yeah.
And then who are the rest of the teams?
New Orleans, Tennessee, New York Jets, New York Giants. And then, of course, your 3 division games. There's 8. And then New England is the 9th, but that's...
I mean, like, who's the loss there?
In Munich. Right. I mean, it's probably Tampa Bay. Like, if you were to pick one, it's probably them, right? Or, like, the Giants actually are as good as everyone thinks they are? Maybe.
Unlikely.
Yeah. There's not one in your face. I mean, obviously, the one you would pick would be one of the division games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like, I think this offseason was a tremendous success for the Detroit Lions. I think the schedule is extremely favorable. I think the offensive line is back up to not as good as it was 2 years ago, because you don't have a Hall of Fame like Ring of Honor guy in Frank Ragnow. But you're certainly upgrading over what you had from last year. So I do think there's reason to believe that the ground game is going to be back. That Jared Goff's going to be protected at a higher level. Penei Sewell moving over to the left side. There's like as much as we couldn't run the ball and Jared Goff was under pressure, they still put up crazy good offensive stats last year. Crazy good. And most of it was against bad teams. I feel like they're going to be a little bit more consistent against all teams. Like, their offense is still their superpower. And if Hutch can stay healthy and Derek Moore can, be something, you still have Jack Campbell in the safety. Like, there is potential to get back to being that dominant team that you were a couple of years ago. I don't think that's off the table, and it's the whole reason when the offseason started was I made it very clear. I don't believe that this window is closing by any stretch of the imagination. I don't. Now, did they spend a ton of money in free agency? No, but you don't have to. When you draft as well as they have, all you have to do is make sure your guys get healthy and continue to draft good players, and you're going to feel pretty good about this. And, with their first-round pick, they addressed their biggest need, and he's going to be playing on the right side. And is it going to be a struggle for the first month of the season? Perhaps it will be, but that's someone that you trust. You trust Brad Holmes to be able to bring an offensive lineman that can turn themselves into high-end starters. Like, everyone they draft has done that on the offensive line early on, and that's really only Penei Sewell. So I'm feeling pretty good about that aspect of it. And the first-round offensive linemen just don't fail at all that often. There's not a lot of first-round linemen.
It's probably going to be a better
busts.
option than, Taylor Decker, who was injured every single game last year. It's probably going to be better in that version of what they had.
Who's still just not on an NFL team. And it feels like most NFL teams just have their starting line
Is he just
figured
doing the
out
skip
by
in
now.
the? That's what I was going to say. A lot of these vets just do the skip in the camp thing, but a tackle, like a team just doesn't have their starting tackle in May.
Yeah. I have bad news for Taylor
Post-draft?
Decker, man. He might not. This might be a situation where you're just like a free agent and somebody's tackle gets hurt week 3, and then here you go. You can play offensive line for us. But
Yeah, you've been working out, Taylor Decker,
it
kind of thing.
didn't
Yeah.
seem like anybody was too excited to bring Taylor Decker in, unfortunately, for him.
Posted on IG yesterday. I saw
What'd he say?
just like pictures of him and his family and stuff. Nothing cryptic about it. I just saw it and I was like, oh,
Forgot
Taylor
about
Decker.
this.
Yeah, forgot he existed. I think the second-round pick is going to be the big thing for the Lions. I'm pretty
Can
confident
Derek
in
Moore
Miller
contribute?
because obviously if Moore contributes at a high level, like that changes a lot of things. And let's be obvious here. Since Sam Laporta, Brian Branch, the second-round picks for the Lions haven't been great. Even before that, they weren't great. Like
There was a second-round curse for the
the
longest
Laporta
time.
branch is awesome, and then you have Pascal, Onzarike, and it's Rakestraw.
I'll never forget
Tate
the
Ratledge
2000.
good,
Tate Ratledge, very good. Yeah.
but like all of those guys, ooh.
Unzarike 2024 season, though. Something special about it. Never forget it. And he's still
back.
around. He's still around.
back.
Yeah, it would be nice to have, especially knowing that you traded up to go get somebody. Like,
Yeah.
that's why there was always so much pressure on Isaac Tesla, too. It wasn't just that they took him in the third round. It was the draft capital you gave up to go get him, which put a ton of pressure on him to perform. And I still can't really, I don't know what to make of Isaac Tesla's rookie season to this day, because it's like,
Yeah.
you caught, what did he end up catching? 6 touchdowns? 3 touchdowns? 4 touchdowns?
I think like 6, yeah.
Yeah, crazy, but like never is open ever, ever. So I it's hard to know what to make of.
Like who gets more production, Greg Dortch or Isaac Tesla this year? Like
Probably
I
Isaac
just
Tesla.
don't know.
I would guess Isaac Tesla.
You would think.
But now with similar to that with Derek Moore, it's like, yeah, we traded up draft capital to go get you, dude. Like time to ball out. It's not like you fell into our lap. We traded up to select you specifically. So there's going to be a little bit of pressure on Derek Moore to contribute, especially knowing that has been the spot in the starting lineup on both sides of the ball, where it's like that's been something that Lions fans have been asking for forever. Who's going to be across from Aiden Hutchinson? Well, Lions answered it and said it's going to be Derek Moore. All right. Hopefully it was the right decision. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live on the Mitt, live on YouTube, live on Facebook. We're going to talk to Hunter Patterson from The Athletic at 11:15. More on the Detroit Pistons at 11 o'clock when we return.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.
Easy Electric Studios. This is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
All right, let's jump back into this Detroit Pistons game. I don't want to fall victim to the entire situation of what happened with the officials last night. I do not think that it is the referee's fault that they lost this game. I believe that the Pistons got so hell-bent on the non-call on Asar Thompson after blowing a 9-0 lead themselves, that was not at all on the referees, that by the time they got to overtime, there was already so much drain from them mentally. They were so distracted, they were so distraught after what happened with the non-call, that it's the reason that they ended up losing in overtime. Then they get out of overtime, and they start sulking about it in the post-game press conference. Cade Cunningham saying stuff about it. Dennis Jenkins saying stuff about it. J.B. Bickerstaff saying stuff about it. The only person who's not complaining about what happened in the foul is Asar Thompson himself, who basically said, we can't blame the refs for what happened, whether it's a foul or not. Here's Cade Cunningham after the Pistons lost last night in overtime.
I saw the play. I think it's pretty clear it was a foul. He has the ball in his possession. He's running forward. He gets tripped up. Foul. It's been a foul the whole rest of the game. Wasn't a foul at that time, but close game. I mean, nobody wants to make that call, I guess. Everybody just wants to, allow the game to sort itself out. So nobody wants to interfere with it whenever it should have been a foul.
I'm telling you right now, man, the Pistons and Cade Cunningham and everybody else better shake that mentality real quick. They better forget about that game real quick because fortunately, if I can offer a cup of optimism, this series is not over. They were in this situation before where they had to go on the road game 6, back against the wall, do or die game, and they came out on top, forced a game 7. And because they had 60 wins in the regular season, you have the luxury of playing that 7th game in a series at home this year. You can go do the exact same thing. This series is not over. The way it does end up being over, though, is if the Pistons refuse to forget about this and continue to play victim to the situation that they were at yesterday, which was, I can't believe the refs are out to get us. What Dennis Jenkins said after the game was disgusting. Oh, we're the Pistons. We know we're not getting any fouls. Come on, man. That's not what this is about. The NBA is not rigging it for Cleveland and James Harden to move on. They want a Pistons versus Knicks series. Stop fouling. Obviously, Cleveland's shooting a lot more free throws than you right now. And sure, you can look at that and throw it to the officials and throw it to the NBA and say, you got to fix this. I think it's as simple as let's stop fouling James Harden on the three-point shooting, or the NBA needs to stop calling that because it's ridiculous that he flops like a fish and is able to get to the free throw line as much as he does just with the jump shots alone. But man, like Cade stopped getting to the rim. He's shooting and settling for a lot of jump shots right now. He's making them. He had 39 yesterday, but at the end of the day, he's settling a little bit right now. Jalen Duren, he's not finishing through contact right now, and when he gets to the line, he's missing free throws anyway. I don't want the Pistons to victimize the situation that they found themselves in last night, because that is the only way that this series is actually over. Is if they woke up this morning and we're still thinking about that. And I mean, I don't know if they are or not, but I'll tell you what, after the game, they're still thinking about it, which I think is the reason they lost in overtime. They didn't forget about it right away. They were so hell-bent on that being a foul, and Asar should have won, and poor us, oh me, oh my, and then they lost in overtime because of it.
It's so tough because Detroit has outplayed Cleveland in this series, man. It's just already giving me eerie flashbacks to the Orlando series. It's like, man, Orlando just isn't that good. Like, man, if Cleveland advances to play the Knicks, they are going to get punked by the Knicks. And that's just the part that makes me so frustrated. I'm with you that this series is still alive, but it's difficult to overcome what happened last night. Like, it really is. It's difficult to come on here and say the Pistons are still going to win this series because it's hard to believe that. They've won one road game this playoffs. And you could say the same thing about Cleveland. They won their first road game in the playoffs last night. But the Pistons have not played well on the road. They break down mentally at the end of these games. Like, just the blown part of these games, the one in Game 3 against Cleveland, when it felt like they really had it, and then all of a sudden the really poor 3 turnovers from Cade at the end of that one, they blow the game. Last night was an unbelievable choke, up by 9 with 2.5 minutes to go. And then in overtime, just really showing no fight, getting down right away, lousy turnovers again, not boxing out James Harden when he missed a free throw. Like, we're letting Harden get an offensive rebound on a missed free throw. Unbelievable. All of those stuff are mental things, and that's the most frustrating part because they have outplayed the Cavs. They've gotten up by double digits in 4 of the 5 games in these playoffs. And the one game that they lost, they had a 25-0 run go against them. Like, it's difficult to tell yourself they still are going to win this series based off of the evidence of them late in these games.
Yeah, that's fair because you start to send the double teams at Cade, and you saw it last night.
What are they going to do?
Not a whole lot that the Pistons have in terms of preparation for that. It's, I guess, Tobias Harris is shooting a corner 3, Danis Jenkins is shooting a corner 3, and you cross your fingers and hope that those goes in. But neither of those guys you like fear taking those shots necessarily. It's nice when they're going in; they can hit them, but it's not like either of those guys are guaranteed knockdown, never going to miss those shot type of guys. So there is a little bit of frustration there. There is a little bit of frustration with the fact that they continue to allow the... You know what they refuse to do? Push down on the Cavs' throat when their foot's on top of it. It's like they get the Cavs in a situation where they're down, laying down, belly up, you got their foot on them, and they refuse to crush them. They refuse to do it. They won't close the door on this team. You're right. They had a 9-point lead with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, and they somehow figured out a way to lose it. Don't love that. So, no, I don't blame it on the officials. I think it's a Pistons self-collapse. And the biggest person I blame for last night's loss is J.B. Bickerstaff. How do you not realize until the fourth quarter that it's time to pull Jalen Duren from the game? And sure enough, you pulled Jalen Duren, who was a minus 16 last night. Paul Reed comes in and instantly outperforms him. Takes him about 30 seconds for us to all say, oh, well, this guy's trying a lot harder than Jalen Duren is. 8 rebounds in 17 minutes. He's just flying all over the place. Getting loose balls. He's scrappy. He's on the offensive glass, just tipping balls out.
Glass, yeah.
He's just active everywhere. It's the complete opposite of Jalen Duren, who's just like thinking so hard right now on the basketball court. He's like ultra aware and trying to figure out where am I supposed to be? What's the right move? How do I stop thinking? Paul Reed just goes out there and plays, and it's working. And I'm so frustrated with J.B. Bickerstaff. Oh, we only play Paul Reed when we're losing because it's a nice spark. No, man, Paul Reed should probably just be playing. I think there's enough evidence at this point through the postseason that Paul Reed has just been a better option than Jalen Duren. Is one of those guys a max contract guy and one of them's not? Yeah. But guess what? For this postseason, for the run that they are on right now, for the situation they are in currently, Paul Reed is just the better option to go to. Matter of fact. Not opinion, fact. Sorry, JD. I know there's some politics in this. I know you got to work your way into a contract. I know you getting benched probably isn't helping that. But, man, we're trying to win a playoff series, not to get you paid. It'd be nice to do both, but you ain't earning any money right now. Paul Reed is. So let's get him some run. I don't care about the contract right now if I'm a Pistons fan for Jalen Duren. I care about winning this playoff series.
Especially now that they're facing elimination.
And Paul Reed is no longer a break in case of emergency type of player. He needs to be playing early on in Game 6. That's right. I don't think he should start, but like Jalen Duren, hey, you got like 3 minutes before you're getting pulled from this game.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, what is the situation now going into Game 6? Like, how do you handle Jalen Duren? He was benched for the fourth quarter and overtime, didn't play. Like,
Stu was better than him too yesterday. By the way,
Bickerstaff made it clear, like the change has been made, and maybe it was just a Game 5 thing, but it worked. I mean, it didn't work in the fact that they won the game, but like he was better than Jalen Duren, no doubt about that. And so I don't know what's going to happen in Game 6. I would be shocked if Duren didn't start. Still, I'm with you, but we said the same thing after Game 4. Like, okay, maybe they give him a fresh slate in Game 5. What are you going to give him a fresh slate on the road? The place where he was terrible? Like, I don't know what's going to happen in Game 6.
Sometimes the fans are just right about certain stuff. And all season long, it was we love Paul Reed. We want him to play more. And it turns out the fans were just right. He should have been playing more the whole time. I never
listen to Special K, man.
I never really subscribed to the theory that Jalen Duren should not be playing. Like, I always gave him the benefit of the doubt. I can't do it anymore, man. Sorry. You haven't earned that benefit of the doubt in the playoffs. It's time to play Paul Reed. It was a funny meme for a while. Now it's just serious. He's legitimately been a better player than Jalen Duren in the playoffs. There's no doubt about it. He scored the same amount of points, and Jalen Duren's played 5 times as many minutes as him.
You've been seeing the meme that Paul Reed might be the best third-string center in NBA history.
I don't know how to confirm that, but it feels like it.
I don't know how to research the other third-string centers, but he's certainly the best in the NBA right now.
I don't think he's going to be a third-string center much longer. I'll tell you that. Feels like that this guy is legitimately working his way into being in the rotation for Game 6. He should be.
I thought he wasn't going to play last night. Like, after the first half, no minutes, Pistons had a lead, and Stu was playing well on top of it. I'm like, oh, yeah, we're just going to get no B-ball Paul after we were like, oh, he's going to get 20 minutes tonight. Well, he still almost played 20 minutes.
The Pistons fans have spoken. They want Paul Reed to play, and I agree with them. I 100% am in line with Paul Reed needs to be getting 20 to 25 minutes in Game 6. He should be playing in the first quarter. He should be giving them a spark early on.
Did you feel good going into OT last night?
No. No, I didn't. Because I could see that the Pistons were just freaking out that they didn't get the call on Asar Thompson. And it's just like, okay, if that's what you're thinking about right now rather than going into overtime, don't feel great about this. Did you?
No, I was with you. I hate being the guy that's like, oh, this game's over. But, like, that's just how you felt. You're going into overtime with a team that's on a 9-0 run going into it. Cade is dead, and you just, like, had the bad missed call against you. It never works out. It doesn't work out that way. And they just were playing terrible. I mean, they'd given up a 9-0 run to close the game. And you expect them to just get out of it once OT starts? I didn't feel good about it.
No, it felt like they really struggled to come across baskets in overtime. And then not boxing out James Harden. The fact that they went up by, 6? It was like, oh, wow, this game's over. Maybe it was 7.
7, I think, because of the Cade turnover, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like, wow, this game's over. And then they clawed back into it.
Got down by 2.
Because of defense. And then James Harden missed both free throws. It's like, holy cow, we've got some life here. And then Cade Cunningham just didn't box out James Harden. Mental mistake. Somebody's got to box out the shooter. It's not that hard. He's not crashing the board unless you don't box him out. And that's what the Pistons did last night. And just like that, the game was over. He had a real opportunity to go right the wrong and go win the game. He didn't box him out. Jalen Duren's not boxing anybody out either, by the way. 989-837-6125. We're going to talk to Hunter Patterson, who writes for The Athletic and covers the Detroit Pistons when we come back here on the Ben Bosscher Show. 11 o'clock hour, as always, is brought to you by Yiter Insurance. Life happens fast. And at Yiter Insurance, they're here to make sure you're covered every step of the way. Locally owned and trusted in Midland for decades, they treat you like family, not just another policy number. From home and auto to business and life insurance, Yiter is the right coverage for every stage of life. Their team makes insurance simple with expert advice and real people you can actually talk to. That is Yiter Insurance Group. They'll be there when you need them since 1940.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Hunter Patterson from The Athletic writes for the Detroit Pistons, joining us now. After last night's game, obviously Pistons now trail 2-3. 2-3 in this series, back against the wall going into Cleveland for Game 6. What was your biggest takeaway from last night?
Just the fact that Cade had 39 and Dennis was the second leading scorer with 19 points on 17 shots, and that's not going to cut it in playoff basketball, unfortunately. So, I mean, I think anyone watching the team throughout the season probably had concerns about the offense-generating quality looks outside of Cade during the regular season, and this is just another time where it's on full display, and you're not able to match the firepower that the Cavs have in Donovan Mitchell and James Harden.
It's funny, too, because obviously that's been a concern for the Pistons all regular season, and then they did have someone that came in the fourth quarter and just was a scoring spark right away in Paul Reed, and now the Pistons are faced with a pretty critical decision from JB Bickerstaff. It's like, okay, how many minutes is this guy going to play going forward? Because it was the first time they truly just sat Jalen Duren. Did not play in the fourth quarter, didn't really play in overtime, checked in for that rebound, but that's about it. So in your mind, how many minutes is Paul Reed going to get in Game 6? Because the fans have been clamoring for this basically since the playoffs have started, even leaking into the regular season. I've never really subscribed to the theory that he should be playing in the rotation while everyone's healthy until recently. And now it's I feel like the evidence is just there here in the postseason where he has outperformed to the starting center and should probably just be out there more often than not. But then you get into the tricky thing, well, is Jalen Duren just not playing at all? So how do you balance this if you're JB Bickerstaff?
It's tough, man. I think JB has spoken throughout the postseason on just wanting to coach for the now, but also coaching for the future, and just trying to let Jalen just, I guess, battle through the postseason lumps that he's been going through. But when you have Paul Reed who comes in and in 17 minutes grabs more rebounds, scores more points, and isn't minus 16 like Jalen Duren, he's obviously making a case once again for more minutes. And I mean, even if you throw Stu in there, he only played 11 minutes, but he was not a game high, but a team high, plus 12. The only player who had a better plus minus than him last night was Jared Allen. And I think it's tough because they're both vying for more minutes, but Paul Reed just consistently comes in and provides the spark that you spoke of and that Pistons fans are well aware he provides. And it's part of the reason why throughout the game last night, fans were chanting periodically for B-ball Paul. But it's a tough challenge because you, at this point, can't bench Duren, I would say. Although he's been given ample opportunity to perform better than he has. I think for Paul, to answer your question, he should be playing, I would say, at least 20 minutes a game. And you got to sprinkle in some minutes for Stu as well.
Yesterday was the first time throughout the series, and you could probably leak it back into the Orlando series too, where I felt like Stu came in and made a really positive impact, because I think these playoffs have been pretty tough for him too. Jalen Duren's just taken, the majority of the blame and the majority of the finger pointing, but Stu has not had a great series, leading up to yesterday either. And yesterday felt like he had a little extra step. He was shooting the ball, which I think was part of the reason he was struggling in his minutes, was he wasn't willing to shoot that long ball. And if he wasn't going to do that and he wasn't defending, then why are you out there? But yesterday he put it all together. What did you notice from Stu yesterday that was different than his past games so far in the postseason?
Aside from him just looking more spry than he has throughout the entire series, like you mentioned, he was 2 for 3 from 3, and he was willing to take that shot. He seemed to kind of have just his general intensity defensively that we hadn't yet seen in the series. So I think it was just a combination of him feeling it from 3, just looking more engaged defensively, and that just combined for him to be able to look his best during this series so far.
What can you tell us about Duncan Robinson? Because I feel like, Danis Jenkins gets thrown into the starting lineup yesterday. He had a really good first quarter, but down the stretch, shot was needed, and with Cade getting double teamed at half court, you got to have someone else to create some offense. And, all season long, that's been Danis Jenkins for the Pistons. You want another shooter out there, I guess is my point. What can you tell us about Duncan Robinson and his availability for Game 6, Game 7 going forward with this back injury that he's dealing with?
Yeah, initially I didn't see any issues with his back or a fall or anything that obviously would lead to low back soreness in Game 5 in Cleveland, but in Game 4 in Cleveland. But I mean, I saw a video of him walking into the arena, and it looked like that was tough for him. He wasn't at the open portion of shoot around yesterday morning, although he apparently participated in shoot around that was closed and we weren't able to watch. So I think I wasn't really expecting Duncan to be on the injury report seriously past just a questionable mark. But he seemed to be in some pain. And I mean, it's Game 6, their season is on the line. So it just really depends on his pain tolerance and how much he can just muster the strength to go out there and play tomorrow night.
At what point yesterday do you feel like they lost the game? I think the turning point, obviously they give up that 9-0 run to close the regulation, but when everyone was so adamant that Asar Thompson got fouled, and whether or not you think it's a foul or not, let's just put that over there for a second. I thought the Pistons were harping on that for way too long, and it became a distraction for them in overtime where JB's so fixated on that, and then his players see that, and then you get into overtime, and it's just like, yeah, the Cavs are ready to go, and the Pistons are still thinking about that foul. So I thought that foul, non-foul, actually being the Pistons, I don't want to say they victimized themselves in the entire situation, but it's almost like they let that become a bigger deal than it actually was. And I think that's why you got into overtime, and it ended up costing you even more so than the actual non-call itself.
Yeah, man, I think that was one that obviously fans were frustrated about and probably will be for the foreseeable future. But with the game on the line and it's the postseason, that's just not a call that you're going to get. Tony Brother said that Asar didn't have possession of the ball in that moment during the full report last night. But to answer your question about when I thought the game turned, it was there were just over 3 minutes left. Tobias hit that three to put them up 103-94. And the fact that that was their last made field goal in regulation just speaks to the challenges they have offensively. And they had 4 shot clock violations in that fourth quarter. That can't happen in a game that you're trying to win, especially at home in the postseason. But it just to allow the Cavs to go on a 9-0 run to close the game. I believe Evan Mobley had 7 of those 9. That's just a huge swing. And to your point about them kind of having the carryover of what they thought was that foul on Asar, that's now coupled with the momentum of Cleveland just being able to go on the 9-0 run and feeling they have the momentum going into the fourth quarter, and they rode that to a Game 5 win.
What do you want to see, number one thing you're looking for going into Game 6 in Cleveland?
I'd harped on the turnovers all throughout the series, but, I mean, the Pistons only had 10. They had 27 points off turnovers. So, to me, it's just about someone stepping up alongside Cade. You can't really expect him to do much more than he did. Game high 39 points. He's shooting 60% from 3. You just need someone to step up offensively. And, I mean, you could also point to the defense. Giving up 117 points isn't going to cut it in the playoffs either. But there just needs to be some quality source of offense outside of Cade because he's clearly proven he's met the moment. The turnovers are something that he's openly expressed he needs to be better about. And he takes accountability for these losses and the offense essentially sputtering down the stretch. But someone other than Cade has to step up. Tobias has played well throughout the postseason, but 13 points on 19 shots isn't good enough. And I think he knows that just as well as everyone else on the team knows it. So there has to just be another Piston to step up and alleviate some of that pressure off of Cade.
I don't mean to put you on the spot, and I'm not sure how much of this you can and can't answer, but there's this rumor going around amongst some Pistons fans that are tapped in that Jalen Duren and the Pistons already have a contract agreed upon. I have no idea how much of this is true, how much of it's just a rumor. I think a lot of the Pistons fans that are just tapping in for the first time, in the last month or so, are seeing Jalen Duren. They're going to be really confused when he inevitably gets a $35, $40 million contract this offseason. Can you speak on that just a little bit in terms of what the expectation should be for the fans in terms of the Jalen Duren extension that's inevitably going to come this offseason?
Yeah, I don't know anything about a contract that's already been agreed upon between the two, but I would expect there to still be mutual interest in JD returning to the Pistons. Obviously, he's a restricted free agent. He's had a tumultuous postseason showing, to put it lightly, but the fact that he is only 22, this is his first postseason being relied upon to be the number 2 option, and that hasn't worked out, I think, the way he or the Pistons have expected it so far. But I'd be surprised if the Pistons decided that they didn't want to extend a partnership between the two of them, especially considering how Cade and JD go back to high school. They're two really close friends outside of basketball, and I don't think Cade's belief in JD has wavered at any point. I don't think the organization's belief in JD has wavered at any point, hence why he's still starting, and obviously was benched last night, but he's getting opportunity after opportunity to try to prove himself. And I think that just speaks to the belief that the organization has in him to figure things out over this postseason slump and eventually be better for it in the future.
Hunter Patterson with The Athletic. Go ahead and give yourself a plug. Where can people find you? Where can people read you?
Yeah, at Hunter Patterson on Twitter and Instagram. Obviously, everything I do is at The Athletic. So, yeah, tap in when you get a chance.
Appreciate you coming on. Hopefully we can catch up sometime in the Eastern Conference Finals. Fingers crossed that they can make it that far.
Most definitely. I appreciate y'all having me.
Absolutely. All right, there he goes. Again, you guys can read his stuff over at The Athletic. That's Hunter Patterson. We will do news and our 3 traditions to close every show when we come back. It's the Ben Bosscher Show live here in the Mid.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid. By Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, welcome back in. We got a couple things to take care of in the last half hour of the show. The first of which is the news.
The Mitts Morning Catch.
Oh, man, so much news to get to. Like the Pistons game last night. We haven't talked about that at all.
Talked about that a lot, actually.
Oh, you're right, we did. Let's talk about a different thing we haven't talked about yet. The Tigers game. What about that? Tigers.
This is the most
We haven't
pathetic.
talked about the Tigers at all.
The most pathetic baseball team I've ever been around.
Yeah, add this onto the list of reasons why I was mad last night. They get walked off. Pistons blow it. The Survivor thing. Just a really bad Wednesday night. Tigers get walked off against the Mets. They lose the series. Potentially could get swept.
Oh, let's take a peek who was on the mound during the walk-off. Oh, Drew Anderson.
They got a good
Shocker.
a good bounce back from Framber Valdez too after his blunder that he had.
Framber was great.
Yeah, like a great way to bounce back. And they didn't matter. They scored 2 runs in the first inning. That's all they got. Yeah, just really bad. Montero versus Nolan McLean today at 1:10. So in about 90 minutes or so, you get more Tigers baseball. Woohoo!
Do you want that?
So excited
Do you really want
for the
more?
Tigers.
This might be
I
a boycott
love the
game.
Tigers.
I think this might be a boycott game for your boy.
I mean, it's Nolan McLean too.
I know we've got Lions schedule coming out tonight, so I know we can talk about that tomorrow. I don't know if I can
Pistons.
do it with this Lions or with this Tigers team right now, man. They're pathetic. This is a AAA team playing in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, it sucks. I don't want to watch them either. I'm with you. Let's take a look at the community calendar presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. If you want to boycott the Tigers and you want something to do later today, it's the Dodgers World Champs night tonight here at Dow Diamond for the Loons game against the West Michigan Whitecaps. So you can do Tigers, you can do Dodgers, any of that goes on tonight. And it's going to be nicer out. That's the main reason why I implore you to come to the game tonight, because it is going to be like 60s and sunny. So you can do that. Okay.
Finally. I think the cold weather might be behind us. I mean, it's 64
Well, it's
today.
going to be hot this weekend. That's what everybody's saying, right?
Good. I
haven't-
want it to be hot.
But that's what everybody's saying?
87 on Monday with thunderstorms. It's supposed to rain a lot this weekend. So 78,
Ah, are you
77,
serious?
87, 80. Yeah.
Wait, 87 on Monday?
With thunderstorms. Probably going to
What?
rain all day. And then guess
87?
what? Guess what? The first day it doesn't rain, it's supposed to be chilly again. Tomorrow's actually supposed to be really nice.
Oh, wow. This is awesome. 87?
That doesn't mean
ridiculous.
anything if there's thunderstorms all day.
Yeah, but then you get like a nice humid, like heat lightning type situation. I kind of like that. We just need anything that's not what we had yesterday. Yesterday was the worst day ever.
Yeah.
Ugh. Gary, YouTube chat. I'm calling Detroit Sportsnet and asking for my subscription to be paused for at least a month. Genius idea. Genius idea. Hey, speaking of ways you can watch your sports teams, though, we did get some positive Pistons news yesterday. They are partnering with Scripps Sports, and they are going to be free to watch on local broadcast television. WMYD TV in Detroit is going to be the home of the broadcast. They also have stations in Grand Rapids and Lansing. It's TV20 in Detroit, WXYZ, which is Detroit's ABC affiliate. The plan for the streaming, direct-to-consumer streaming, is going to be announced at a later date. Nonetheless, though, very cool. This is a very cool thing. With FanDuel Sports Network being evicted, they had to do something, and Tom Gore said, hey, man, we want people to watch our games. It's been a mess trying to have all these different networks over the last couple of years. We want a home where the fans can be happy. So a W for Tom Gores there.
Look, I like this for everyone else. This means nothing to me, though. I will not be able to watch them this way. I do not have cable. I am 24 years old. No one my age or anywhere around my age is ever going to have cable again. I just need to know where they're going to be streamed. So I'm happy for everyone who all of a sudden has the ability to watch them for free. I have a feeling the streaming people are going to get screwed because they're going to have to pay for this somehow.
Okay, Ben's mad.
I'm not mad.
Seems like it.
I'm just stating facts.
Here's another reason why you could be mad. The Dolphins extend their running back, Devon Achane, on a 4-year, $64 million extension, which is the third highest paid running back contract right now. And that is scary for one Jahmyr Gibbs.
Let's do a little role playing. I am Brad Holmes and you're Matt Ryan or whoever is actually running the Atlanta Falcons front office. All right. Ready? I just called you. Hello. Hey, this is Brad Holmes.
Oh, hey, this is Matt Ryan.
Did you see what Devon Achane just got paid?
Yeah, a lot.
What are we gonna do about this? Like, are you gonna pay Bijan Robinson first? Am I gonna pay Jahmyr Gibbs first?
You pay Gibbs first, then we'll figure it out after.
I was thinking you do it first.
What if we just go like boycott the contract of Devon Achane?
Oh, so we're back in on not paying NFL running backs. Let's just make Achane the highest paid. Our two guys screw him.
Yep.
Sounds good. See you.
Hang up.
It's a very tricky situation that the Lions now find themselves
and the
in.
Falcons, yeah, both of them, like just tough. And now, yeah, there's the Spider-Man pointing fingers meme, like who does something first. I don't really think it matters. Like
I don't
since
know
the
either.
Achane, like if I'm Jahmyr Gibbs,
Screw the Dolphins.
I'm way
man.
better than
Screw the Dolphins.
I'm way better than Devon Achane.
Yeah, the Dolphins are so dumb in this situation because they have so much just like they have such a surplus of money that they don't know what to do with it. They're just like, well, we'll just mess up the running back
pay
market
Malik
for everybody
Willis,
else.
and we'll pay Devon Achane.
Because we're not paying literally anybody else, and we're going to be bad regardless. So screw it. Let's just give Achane some money. We may as well. We got like $1 trillion to spend. Yeah, that just screws over the Lions and Falcons so bad, man.
Quite frustrating. Let's take a look at the Covenant Healthcare injury report. Duncan Robinson, of course, was out last night with that back injury. They already have him listed as questionable for the game tomorrow night. They really need him to come back. And Kevin Huerter did return. Didn't play much. Karis LeVert was questionable again. Of course, he played. But Duncan Robinson, the only one on the early injury report with that back injury for Pistons Cavs. Pistons 3.5-point underdogs. That's basically been the line for every road team so far in this series. So that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, let's move to baseball news. Shohei Ohtani is still in a pretty tough hitting slump right now. That has not affected his pitching, Ben. He had another just masterclass last night. 7 scoreless with 8 Ks. His ERA is still sub-1. He's been unbelievable on the mound for the Dodgers this year. You know, if you would have came into the year and said, well, Ohtani's going to have a slump hitting year. He's not going to be great so far. Oh, well, then he's not going to win the MVP.
Nah, he's still favored.
No, he's going to win the Cy Young, actually.
He's not the favorite to win that now, is he?
No, he's not. I mean, Paul Skeens
ERA
exists.
still under 1, though? 'Cause it was
Yes.
under 1 for a long time.
Yes, it is still currently under 1, which is, I mean, he just had another awesome game last night, which adds to that. I will check the awards right now because I am interested.
I got
like
you.
checking this stuff.
Shohei Ohtani's the 3rd favorite to win the Cy Young Award right now. Paul
Crazy.
Skeens plus 155, Christopher Sanchez plus 430, Shohei plus 650. Or 600.
Unreal.
Minus 350 to win the MVP.
Yeah, I mean, just going to be the minus 350 MVP in the middle of May is pretty ridiculous. He's not even having the best year hitting-wise. American League Cy Young, I did want to see, does Scooble's odds still exist? They don't.
Probably not.
No, I don't see him anywhere. That's tough, man. Cam Schlittler, your favorite of the Yankees. That's crazy. There was also a really scary moment at the White Sox game yesterday. Did you see this? A fan fell into the bullpen during the White Sox-Royals game. Like, fell over the fence into the bullpen.
I got a notification about this. I didn't look into it, though.
These are the scariest things ever, man. I believe that the fan is okay. Was hospitalized afterwards, but God, those are the scariest things ever. Right into the bullpen. The Braves, though, did pick up their MLB best 30th win. They're 30-13 on the season, having a tremendous season in what has been a terrible American League or National League East, despite them dominating it. We got a new MILB prospect ranking. Just an update of the top 100 yesterday. They updated all the top 30 for every teams, and they updated the top 100. Everybody on the Tigers moved down. Max Clark falls from number 6 to 8. Bryce Rayner falls to 46. Josue Briseño, who's injured, makes sense, falls to 67. Yeah, still only 3 Tigers, though, in the top 100 there. Michigan football and Kyle Whittingham have added a new prospect. They land a 4-star wide receiver, Quentin Burrell, 6'2", 200-pound wide receiver from Illinois. He's the number 11 ranked wide receiver on ESPN and the number 2 overall recruit in the state of Illinois of the 2027 class. So Kyle Whittingham getting busy for next year's recruiting class already. That's a pretty good sign. We will close the news with some golf news. You know I had to sneak in some golf. The PGA Championship kicked off today. Right now, your leaders include Daniel Brown, Bud Cauley, not a lot of big names teeing off so far at 3 under. Xander Schauffele is 2 under. Bryson DeChambeau, Rory McIlroy, those guys have all teed off as well. Even is Rory McIlroy. Scotty Scheffler does not tee off until... Oh, no, he has teed off already. So, yeah. We'll give you an update on that tomorrow after a full day.
I got one more thing for you.
Okay.
Rumor, week 4, that the
I did see
Lions
this.
are going to be playing the Panthers on Sunday Night Football.
Sunday Night Football, Lions-Panthers?
I don't know, man.
We didn't even throw that one out as like a sneaky, maybe the Panthers could be on prime time.
I don't know.
So they're
all
two,
the rumors are usually true.
Yeah.
It's not like they just...
So if that's the case, their 2 first primetime games, both on the road. Come on, man. Give us a home primetime game. What about week 1, though?
three primetime games in the first month.
They love
of
the
season.
Lions, man. They really do. All right,
They
that's
do.
the news.
All right, 989-837-6125. We'll get to a couple messages and our 3 traditions to close at every show when we come back. Winters in Michigan, they can get brutal. That's the last thing you want is for your furnace to quit on you when it's freezing outside. That's where Answer Heating and Cooling comes in. You get your furnace running efficiently so your home stays warm and cozy all year round. That's Answer Heating and Cooling, keeping Midland homes comfortable no matter the season.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
This is not official, but it does seem like the Lions are going to be opening their season against the Saints. So for all of you folks out there that were into the cupcake rather than the challenge week 1, congratulations. It sounds like the Lions are going to get a cupcake week 1.
That's a home game, correct? Or a
Home
home
game.
opponent?
Home game.
Nice. Tyler Shook, week 1, baby.
The Dan Campbell Bowl.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Just like the Miami one will be.
That'll also be a Dan Campbell Bowl. Yeah. Anyway, we got 3 traditions to close out every show. Before we get to the first one, let me tell you a little bit about Randy's Green Thumb, who's been proudly serving the Midland area with family-owned friendly service since 1982, offering everything from fresh floral arrangements and vibrant house and outdoor plants to expert landscape and interior plant service. They also design, maintain, and install beautiful gardens, ponds, trees, and shrubs, helping both homes and businesses thrive with greenery that lasts. Visit Randy's Green Thumb at Poseyville Road and bring brilliant color to life with inspiration for your space this season. All right, lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
No basketball on tonight. I'm going to the Tigers game. Colt Keith to hit his singles plus odds. He seems to do that pretty much every single game. He's the singles machine. Still, no home runs this year, no triples. He has 37 hits, 8 doubles. That would mean 29 of his hits this year are singles. It's kind of just what he does. So I'm going to go with Colt Keith to hit a single, even with McLean on the mound today. Thoughts?
How is this plus odds?
I don't know.
I'd take your word for it here. I never check these. This is one where I was like, this is plus odds? Like, you're not pulling my leg, are you? Colt Keith gets a single every game. That's all he does.
Correct. And there's a
McLean's
righty
good.
on the mound.
Like, McLean is good, so maybe that's the route that they're going here. Yeah, I'm going to tail this. I mean, this is a pretty good pick. I like this play. You have not hit yet this week, so this is kind of important to get back on track. You are now down in the month of May, just barely, barely, 0.21 units down. So you hit today, it'll get you right back up. And you are, like I said, 0 for 2 to start this week with no pick from Tuesday. So a big day today.
That's the lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
You do not just have to be a pro to get pro-level care, whether you're hitting the gym, the field, or staying active. Covenant Healthcare Sports Medicine helps you prevent injuries, recover quicker, and keep doing what you love. Our second tradition to close out every show is our Game of the Day.
Game of the day.
This takes some thinking today,
Boy,
Ben.
this one's tough.
No basketball on today. I mean, that's just been your go-to. NBA game, none of that today.
Let's check the schedules.
It's day 1 of the PGA Championship, so, like, you can't really pick that. Like, it's not.
So we've got 2 hockey games on today. I mean, we got a pivotal Game 5 over on the ice, Montreal versus Buffalo.
It's a good point. That's a pretty good one.
We've got an elimination game in between Vegas and Anaheim.
Yeah, I saw the Avalanche advance last night in OT.
I'm probably going to go with this elimination game.
Yeah.
Vegas versus Anaheim.
Oh, you go with that one. Okay.
I mean, Vegas is up 3-2. If Anaheim loses, they're done tonight. So, honestly, like, in terms of what I'm throwing on the TV tonight at home, it's probably this Vegas versus Anaheim game. Unless there's some, like, ace versus ace battle.
That's the late one, though. That one's at 9:30.
That's not too bad.
But the Sabres-Canadians at 7.
Oh, the Tigers are on ESPN Unlimited today?
I think they are a lot of the time.
I mean, yeah, there's nothing popping off the screen in terms of baseball. I mean, the Cubs and the Braves, but
Chris Sale, yeah.
Nah, I'm going to go with the hockey game. As
Which one?
the late one.
Okay.
That's our game of the day.
Game of the day.
I got 2 words for you. Steve Nash and Chris Paul. Must-see TV.
The Lions versus Saints. That is great. I got another rumor too. Again, like, don't take my word for this, but like, most of the rumors I see are true.
What's the other one?
Giants Week 16 Monday Night Football.
What?
It's Week 16.
Wait, so you're
Monday
telling me
Night
if the
Football.
Giants and the Panthers game potentially are primetime, right?
They're just going to have a trillion prime
They're going to have a
games
ton
again.
because one of the Packers games is primetime, no doubt. Probably both Bears games. Yeah, they're just going to be on 6 primetime games. I love it. Because the Lions always play good on them.
That's crazy. All right. Last thing we got to do is predict what Colin Cowherd opens up his show with. If you are looking for a steady hand when it comes to your financial future, though, Kevin Spencer with Edward Jones is right here in our community, and he takes the time to understand what matters most to you. Help builds a strategy to get you there as well. Reach out to Kevin Spencer at Edward Jones today because your goals deserve a plan that's personal. Last thing, guessing Colin's open. What's the score? Whose turn is it to go first? Fill us in.
It's your turn to go first today, and you got a point yesterday. We're tied up, 56-56. It was a Wemby lead. I was being nice to you. You always get screwed over by these things. I threw you the Wemby lead, even though I was picking first. It was obviously always going to be Wemby lead. I went to NFL, international games, blah, blah, blah. Tied up, 56-56. It's your turn to go first.
I don't think it's a Cleveland
retake the
or
lead?
Pistons thing. I really don't.
Right? I know. That's I kind of am leaving the ball on your court. I'm kind of happy you're going first because
he leads with
is
Drake.
He leading with the Cavs and James Harden?
Is he going to lead with Drake dissing LeBron James?
No. No games on tonight. He's definitely not leading with hockey. Adam Silver was talking about the new lottery yesterday. He confirmed it on Stephen A's show. Feels like an NFL schedule, but like where does he go? What's the team?
It is my turn, right?
Yes.
I'm going to go with a general, like, there are teams that are going to bounce back in the NFL this year. Like, the whole, like, there's going to be a ton of new turnover in the playoffs. And it's going to be, the Lions will be mentioned. There's just going to be a lot of new playoff teams. I think that's where he's going to lead with. And you're going to see that with the schedule today.
Okay.
Teams like the Lions have an easy schedule. Pretty niche.
All right.
But I don't know what else to
Pretty
do.
niche. It's very niche. Otani went off last night. Playing against the Giants, like that, there's a world for that. I'm just gonna go with the James Harden lead. James Harden in year blah 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 is getting the Cavs up 3-2. Donovan Mitchell's hurt, doesn't matter. Yeah. That's gonna be mine. I don't think it's the right pick.
That's all right. We'll be back tomorrow to discuss a lot. Got a Tigers game. Got Game 6. It'll be fun. Should be a fun Friday and the NFL schedule. So we'll see you guys then. See you later.
The Ben